You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 310. I'm glad I got this baseball music blowing in my ears, keeping me up. But anyway, episode 310 is here. What are we talking about this week? Well, probably a lot more what we were talking about last week. Coaching changes. The Falcons, I think, are close to hiring a coach. I think. Uh, More coaching changes around the NFL. We got former players and former coaches going back and forth with each other. We got teams retaining coach when we thought no way and you know what they were gonna come back. We got the future of a lot of eliminated teams in the playoffs. Another Bama player hit the transfer portal. Josh Giddey Don't have to worry about too much going forward. And you know what? And a lot more. Because episode 310 is about to start and we're about to open that door. So Rev, Red, and Coach, we about to show what we about. Let's go. Episode 310. For sure.
What's going on, everybody?
Around
Welcome to another episode of the Red Rev Sports Show, episode 310. Red and Coach are coming to you live from the ATL Show. While Rev is coming to you live from the 3 to 4 inches snow, Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Ready to get some warmth and some sunshine as I go to Fort Lauderdale on Monday. Praise the Lord. Nevertheless, we come to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys, Red, Rev, Coach, and Mr. Come Lately, Lieutenant Sonar, a.k.a. Armani Newsom, for episode 310. And as is our sports custom, we're going to turn our numbers attention to our numerologist on the panel, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us something or someone related to those 3 digits. 310. What you got for us, Coach?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope everybody's staying warm on this cold Saturday morning. Wherever you are, it's cold, no matter where. Number 310 goes to a young fella who has bid his time. He waited 3 years to become the starting quarterback, and finally he has done that, and he has rewarded his team with an advance in the playoffs after beating the great, quote, Dallas Cowboys on last weekend. Number 10 for the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. 310. Jordan Love gets his props today.
Jordan Love. Red, what do you call him?
Call what?
Jordan Love.
Oh, the Love Doctor.
The Love Doctor.
Dr. Love. Dr. Love.
All right.
That's right. That was a good one, Coach.
I
I
love
don't know
you.
about all that.
Brother Love.
That's Brother Love right there.
Brother Love.
WWE. I love you. Yeah,
I like
man,
the Love Doctor. I like the Love Doctor a little better.
Okay, we're gonna see how much.
Especially after he going carving up, he performing surgery on them cowboy. Or we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna see if you love him that much to pick him this week.
See.
We shall see.
We shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to always welcome Revenite Nation, who makes this show what it is. So we thank you. We couldn't have a show if we didn't have fans. So we want to just welcome Revenite Nation. The president is in the building, giving the VP the signal to slam the gavel. Good morning to you, Sister Sylvia Harrison, Cold Snow, Layton, Pennsylvania. And I see you wanted to take your tech stuttering problem out because you said Lalayden rather, said Snow Layton. What's up, Brother Christopher? Glad to have you. Well, he just said, what's up, Red? He didn't care nothing about the rest of us. But what's up, Christopher? All right, the VP.
I'm sure he is for everybody.
Ready to slam down the gavel, begin another 5 episode of the Red Rev Sports Show. Thank you for still being on duty at the airport. Safe travels to you, Brother Vince. He said, I'm leaving the snow behind here in Louisville along with this 6-degree weather. Woo, Lord, I know that's right. I woke up to 13-degree weather in Pennsylvania. So I understand the VP said, Jordan Love. Sorry, bro, got to root against you tonight. My 49ers, bang, bang, 49ers gang. The VP said Red Rhodes almost forgot his own nickname for Jordy Love, the Love Doctor. Brother Chris, I love the wrestling reference. What's up, Jerry? Good morning to you. The president says good morning. Says he's looking out his window and the deer are weaning. Parker's in Willacoochee, Georgia. Wasn't that
Willacoochee.
where Lavita Alizé Jenkins was from the Steve Harvey Show? Great to be here. C Double here. What's going on, brother Christopher, aka C Double?
C Dub. That's his name, Rev. C Dub.
C Dub. All right. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
The VP said, "Good morning, fellas. Also, the greatest of morning greetings to Mother Wildcat
Harris.
And thank you for greeting us all this time, C Dub. We appreciate you, man. And it's our pleasure. My pleasure. It's our pleasure to pray for your traveling grace and mercy. If you don't mind, my brothers and sisters, please share this broadcast on your social media. Feel free to hit the share button. Let somebody know what you're watching. Who knows, they may become a part of Revenite Nation. If you haven't already done so, hit the like button on Facebook. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't already done so you can help the Red Rev Sports Show increase its reach. With that being said, gentlemen, let's jump to this dope no cope segment of the show. Our dope moment is our best moment for this sports week. Dope moment. What we're shaking our head at, what happened this week. Cope moment, trying to wrap our minds around things that may have happened this particular week. So we're going to start with Coach. Coach, what you got for us for your dope moment? Go, Coach.
All right. My dope moment goes to one Nikola Jokic, who decided to dedicate his game against the Celtics to the Golden State Warriors coach, Dejan Milojevic, who passed away. And he responded with a 34-12-9 game against the Celtics and ended up beating them for the first time on their home court. So big ups to Nikola Jokic, who had his best game dedicated to his former coach. I didn't know that. That was his former coach who passed away.
Oh, yeah. Red, what are you doping on, sir?
I am doping on one Brad Holmes, general manager for the Detroit Lions. Why am I doping on him? Because that man is a young African-American brother who was given a job of GM, allowed to do his job, and guess what? Was able to witness the fruits of his reward as he witnessed his team win the first playoff game in Detroit in over 30 years. Brad Holmes, young black GM, general manager of Detroit Lions. Dope, brother. I love your excitement in the elevator as you was going down to the field to going out to the locker room to greet the team after the game. Yes, jumping up in the elevator. And that's what I'm saying to you, Arthur Blank, when you hire a black GM. Let the man do his job. So when we get the playoff games, we won't be jumping up in the elevator saying, no. But anyway, good job, Brad. Good job.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Well, for my dope moment, it'll probably be one of the first times my dope moment or anybody's dope moment will be expressed in this way. I can show it to you better than I can say it to you. Here's my dope moment.
Fun game here in the Twin Cities. Look at the moves by Edwards. Swashbuckling and slamming.
That was dope, Anthony Edwards. You cross Tillman up. Then you got him in the air, pump faked him, threw it off the glass, caught it off the glass, and then jammed it. That was NBA 2K-ish, and you did it in the game, and you impressed the NBA so much that Joel Embiid did his version of it the following day, man. You get my dope moment. ATL's own Anthony Edwards gets my dope moment.
Yeah, that was angry.
Yeah, real. That was a good one, man. That was a good one.
Hey.
Y'all like the way I showed it rather than talked about it?
Yeah, you went innovative. You in the lab.
All
That's right,
man.
Rev. Show us rather than tell us. We're gonna turn to show and tell on Red Rev.
Y'all remember that
bringing my
documentary?
videos out.
Yeah, man. Well, if y'all got a video, let me know, man. We'll make it happen. Red, come on now. Tell us about your note moment.
Oh, okay. Man, my note moment goes to ESPN. NBA coverage versus TNT NBA coverage. Oh, ESPN. You got to step your game up. You have got to step your game up. I am tired of listening to these old, boring footy-duddies like Doris Roberts and Doc Rivers going back and forth like an old married couple on doing a broadcast. Then at halftime, you got Malika, what's the guy from the Warriors, and Michael Wilbon in the studio for halftime coverage. Talk about a snooze fest. When we're on TNT, man, you got Jamal, Crawford, Candace Parker, Shaq, some nobody sitting in the middle, the mediator, whatever his name is, and that's just on Tuesdays. Thursdays, you got Shaq, Ernie Johnson, Barkley, Kenny, the broadcast, you got Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, Vince Carter, man, all kind of exciting names. But on ESPN, I am going to sleep. Lord have mercy. ESPN, step your game up. You get a note for your NBA coverage. I don't know why you think all these boring old footy-duddies, just because they know the game, are exciting to fans. Get Doris Burke off the #1 NBA cast. I don't care, put on the second or third team, but she shouldn't be on the best game every week. And I got to sit there and listen to her and Doc Rivers like an old episode of The Honeymooners. I am sick of it. Dang. No.
No! No! No!
Uh-oh.
Not an old
Rev.
episode. Not an old episode of The Honeymooners. That was classic. Red, hold on to your seat, man. My note moment goes to Red's second team I root for because of LeBron James, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, go ahead, man. I can't
two of the top playoff teams in the West this week at home. You beat the Thunder. You beat the Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie both playing. And then you come back at home and get drilled by Malik Bridges and the Brooklyn Nets. Make that make sense. You beat Shea Gilgeous, Alexander, Chet Holmgren. Then you come back, beat Luka and Kyrie. And then you lose to Malik Bridges, who's the star, quote unquote, of the Brooklyn Nets. Come on, Lakers, you gotta do better. And maybe, just maybe, y'all didn't want to keep that momentum up so that y'all could think y'all could stay packed at the draft, at the trade deadline. So maybe that's the thing. So you want to make sure, LeBron, that a trade is made. Okay, I got it. But you can't be two great or solid teams in the West and then lose to one of the bottom feeders of the East. That's all I got.
Oh, come on!
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. I mean, I don't. Hammy gonna end up getting himself fired or something drastic gonna happen. This is crazy. I mean, I just can't explain that. You beat OKC and Dallas. I'm thinking we finna go on a real streak because we got sorry Nets and Portland coming up this weekend. And you blow elite. God, Rev, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm just speechless. Yeah, that was very, very disappointing.
For sure. Coach, give us your note moment, sir.
Keep the screen on. Keep the full screen on, because this one's gonna shock y'all. Go back to the full screen.
Sound very Stephen A-ish. Instead of saying, keep it on me, keep it on the full spam.
Yeah. My note moment goes to my coach, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin had an interview, and they asked him, do you have your quarterback in camp right now? He said yes. No. What? You do, Mike? You got your quarterback of the future on the team right now. After what you saw this year, I use my favorite line I always like to tell the kids, I have concerns. I have concerns. You're going to try to go to war with those three. I have no more
You
to
have
say.
got to be kidding. You have got to.
I think Coach, he was just trying to he didn't want to upset the locker room right away. I mean, I guess he maybe just trying to pump them up or something. Because
Okay,
if he say no, if he say like no, I don't, then Rudolph, Pickett, and well, we don't care about Trubisky thing, but Rudolph and Pickett definitely saying, man, Rudolph definitely like, man, after what I did, I mean, at least give me a chance, Coach. And Pickett
throw the
probably
life
thinking,
raft out. Throw the life preserve out because
but
I couldn't believe he said it.
I understand why you feel, but I think I understand why Tomlin said it.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
All right, man. Let me go on to this Coke moment. Before I moved to Atlanta in 1989, I lived in New York, Long Island to be specific, and I was a huge Mets fan. And two of my favorite players, back when the Mets were relevant, were Darryl Strawberry, played outfield, and also Doc Gooden, who people used to call me Mike Gooden when I played Little League Baseball, and I was striking everybody out. I want to acknowledge them on one hand. They're getting their jerseys retired by the New York Mets. But I'm coping with the fact that because of drug addictions, alcoholism, those guys never really panned out to be the superstars that their talents said they could have been. So that's what I'm coping on, the fact that Doc Gooden did not get to the point where he could have been one of the pitchers, not the greatest pitchers, not just in Mets history, but MLB history. And Darryl Strawberry could have been one of the greatest outfielders, not just in Mets history, but MLB history. Kudos, though, to the New York Mets for retiring their jerseys, for they did help bring those New York Mets to a World Series that it looks like they won't see ever again anytime soon. Nope. So that's my Coke moment.
They'll never see it.
Yeah, Rev, they was on MLB Network last night, so I thought that's where you were going. Yeah, they were both on there. They had them on because of what you said. I think they're retiring their numbers or something.
Yeah, they retired their numbers. Big ups to the Mets for doing that, but it just hurts as a young black kid at the time, growing up in New York. Doc Goodman, I mean, folk would shut it down. Whatever they were doing, he was must-see TV. I remember one night I was at church, and I was up in my dad's study watching the game. That man struck out 9 batters in the first 3 innings. They just couldn't touch him. He had that wicked curveball, that fastball. You know, as a black kid playing baseball, that's what you waited to see.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you had Strawberry with that cock, you know, you try to mimic him. You know, back in the day when we were little, we try to mimic batting stances. You tilt that bat.
Come on. Give me your best. Bring it. Hit it right here.
Yeah, man. So that was a great time to be a Mets fan in the 80s because you had those black guys, man, running the roost in New York. But, you know, it's just unfortunate.
Well,
they never
I
paid
go
out.
one better, Rev. As a black baseball fan, it probably was the best time in the 80s and maybe early 90s. So many brothers around the game at that time.
For sure, man. That's why baseball at that time, when we were growing up, was so appealing to kids our age. Matter of fact, baseball was the top sport at that time. Yeah. Football ascended over baseball once baseball messed around and had that strike, and they wiped out their World Series the year after the Braves won. Or was it the year before the Braves won it?
The year before. The year
before the Braves won it. And that's when football became the America's game rather than baseball. But our youth, baseball ruled because of baseball cards, game of the week. You know, they had black players that kids could identify with. Then they had the little show that Johnny Bench used to do. Then they had This Week in Baseball that they would show during rain delays.
Yep.
You remember that?
Neil Allen.
Yeah.
Neil Allen.
Yeah, man. All that was staple. I remember. Like I said, I remember the players, the black baseball players, because the Braves were so sorry. You had to know the players on the other team. Only player we had was Dale Murphy. So
Bob Warner, Bruce Benedict.
Bruce Benedict. Who else y'all had at that time?
Bruce Sutter.
Coach, I ain't started really following it like every single player on the team until like 91 when the Braves really got
worse the first.
That's when I really started following.
Hey, when they bought TBS and it came to Mississippi, we didn't have any baseball team, but we got one now. When the Braves came on TBS, we were like, yeah, we Braves fans.
That's why Braves and baseball was known as America's team because of TBS. Yeah.
Right. That's the only Atlanta team we got to get all that respect.
Yeah, they're the only one that has like that national cachet.
Yep.
The Braves are up there like the Cowboys. They're on that echelon in baseball. Yep. Right under the Dodgers and the Yankees. Then you can insert Braves, Cardinals, those Cubs, those franchises are in that ilk right there. Amongst that ilk right there. Coach, come on, coach for us.
My coach moment goes to the TCU women's basketball team who had to go so far because of injuries and other issues to hold a public tryout just to have enough people to make it through the season. They only had 7, and they had to forfeit 2 games because by the NCAA rules, they didn't have enough players to play. So now they're trying to go out and recruit some players, probably give them a scholarship just to finish the season out. And they were 14-4 and playing well, but all these problems came up. So I'm coping with them to try to finish the season if possible. I don't know what's the latest, but if they got anybody to come out and play, but they're going through it. And after having a good season so far, they've lost their last 4 games, I believe. So
wow.
TCU.
Well, how does a school of that magnitude not have enough players?
Hey, injuries, grades. I think there's all kind of problems going through the program. So
give them some grades.
That's sad. That's sad. All right, Red, give us your coach moment.
All right. I am coping. Well, not me, but he himself. Bruce Brown will have to cope with the decision he made this offseason. Now, Bruce, when we were watching the Nuggets championship parade, Denver asked you, did you want to come back and run it back? And you said, sure, why not? Okay, off season come, free agency come, you sign with the Indiana Pacers. Okay, it's your free will, your choice as a player. Well, what happened? Come trade deadline, who is one of the first players they move out? You, Bruce Brown. And they trade you to where? Toronto. The one place most NBA players don't want to go. Well, Bruce, had you just re-signed in Denver like you said you would and everybody thought you would, chances are you was already an important piece of that team. When trade deadline comes, you probably aren't going to be thought about as probably put on the trade deadline because championship teams seldom make trades like that during the season unless they just moving some seldom used scrub off the bench. But anyway, you made your decision. You took the money in free agency, and now you become an NBA journeyman because you trade to Toronto, and they're probably going to buy you out, so you'll probably be on another team. If you're lucky, Bruce, you'll probably make your way back to Denver. But you have to cope with this awful decision you made. Now you're going to be around the NBA world in 80 days when you could have just had some stability in Denver and been chilling. So, note to free agencies, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. So y'all got to cope with that. Make the right decisions in free agent. That way, you won't have to take free trips around the world in NBA tech.
Wow. Do y'all know how many years he signed for with Indiana?
Well, I know it might not be many. Red, your boy is trying to get him.
Lakers?
Yeah.
Well, I know he don't want to be in Toronto.
Well, that would be a good move for the Lakers because, again, as I shared on the show a couple of weeks ago, they're hurting not having that defender who can guard the ball like they had in Dennis Schroeder. So if they can get a Bruce Brown who's an agitator, that will help their roster greatly.
They might be going after Murray hard now after what he done the past 2 nights.
What Murray?
They might be sitting DeJounte Murray, Lakers.
Oh man, the Hawks better get more than what they're offering though. Don't let them fleece them now. That's crazy. All right, let's jump into what Rev Nation has to say. I'm sure they got some good comments.
They wide open today.
Take so long. Yeah, they mean take so long, Rev Nation. We had
some
stories to tell.
Joe Black is in the building. What's up, Joe? The Dixon Way. Good morning to you. And feel free to subscribe to the Dixon Way podcast. My mother said Mike's Little League baseball coach would put a jacket on his pitching.
Oh, yeah, old school. They still do.
The Dixon Way said DeJounte for Major. Vincent Woodruff said the 86 Mets team was awesome. Imagine what could have been. Substance abuse contributed to holding those two brothers back. They were potentially headed to the Hall of Fame, couldn't avoid those vices. Sad.
Yeah.
Sure. Joe Black doping on the Cowboys went out in the most cowboy way. The VP said, Mama Wildcat Harris, if you have pics of that would be great.
They put a pigeon on.
By Rev Nation. I think we were all Mets fans during that era. They were the best representation for black athletes. Sure, you're right, Ant. Sure, you're right. Joe Black coping on the Falcons coaching search. I believe they already have their coach. Miss Harris says the K corner was awesome. Those were the days at Shea Stadium. White women thought Red was so cute. They bought them hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks.
Uh-oh.
The VP said that was a great era. We were outside playing stickball, emulating Doc, Frank, Bo, the Wizard, Ozzie Smith in St. Louis. Great era, never to be duplicated. Sure, you're right.
Well, that word again, era.
Yeah. Then the president said, I have my daily fix of one to be McDowell.
Here we go again.
Mama Harris said the Braves were sorry. We were on vacation in Atlanta. And Rev was yelling, Trey Dale Murphy in Fulton County Stadium. I was actually 12, Mom, not 9. I was 12. That's when we actually wound up moving here when I was talking about trading Dale Murphy. And they wound up trading him shortly thereafter to the Philadelphia Phillies. Go figure.
Rev, you was all into it at that 12 years old talking about
man,
trade.
We were sitting on the first base sideline. We had just moved to Atlanta, and I was like, Trey Dale Murphy. And I was saying it loud, and shortly thereafter, they traded him, and the following year, what did they do? They went from worst to first when they brought in TP, Terry Pendleton, to be the star of the show. Yeah, man. The Dixon Way said DeJounte Murray back-to-back game gets my dope moment for sure. Can we get a hashtag going? I talked about it last week. Trey Young. Trey Young. That's the player that needs to be on the move for the Hawks, not DeJounte Murray. You can build something that's substantive with the Hawks if you trade Trey Young, DeJounte Murray, Jalen Johnson. Those are two guys that are athletic, wing players. DeJounte could be the star of the show. He ain't got to worry about getting El DeBarge the ball. Let El DeBarge take his show somewhere else, his non-defensive self. You know, he likes to sell tickets. He's an entertainer. He's not a champion. Send him somewhere where he can entertain the crowd. We don't need him in Atlanta.
Rev, I'm about with you right now on that part.
Yeah, I mean, let him score 30, 40, you know, dipsy do all that stuff somewhere else. But when we start talking about winning, like playoff basketball championships, you can't win it with a guy who's 5'10", doesn't play defense, takes bad shots. That's not gonna get it.
And then got a diva-like attitude, thinking he think he's all that, and dude, but you're not winning, so you can't walk around. If this was 2 years ago, winning trade, and we knew we was in the play like top 5, top 6 in the East, I wouldn't mind the diva personality. But dude, you don't need to have no diva personality when the last 2, well, going on 3 years, your team is hanging around the play-in tournament. Knock off the arrogance. Show some humility, Trey, because your performance ain't warranting your personality.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just pause real quickly, man. We got some breaking news and some good news. Joe Black says, Rev and Coach, thanks for your prayers. My wife came home today. Come on, man. That's what's up. We thank God for that. We thank God for that praise report. Joe Black has been hanging out with us for a long, long time, and we're going to continue to pray for your wife's healing. I know that's a huge burden, man, to have a wife in the hospital, and then you got three, I think you got 3 or 4 kids, 3 kids, I think. Man, you got 3 kids, man, to have that burden on yourself, man, but we're grateful and thankful for hearing that news, Joe, man. That made my day, because I could just see in some of your posts the pain, man. And, you know, you had to send out a post telling people, man, don't report nothing that ain't coming from you, man. So, man, we're grateful. And let your wife know, man, we're continuously praying for her. May God continue to bestow his healing power upon her body. And may God continue to give you and her the strength, the faith, and the perseverance to continue to trust him in this season. Come on, let's give it up one more time. Give it up, man. Give it up. Give it up. We're grateful, man. We are grateful. Hello, Johnny Come Lately. How you doing, sir?
What's going on? What's going on?
We thought you were trying to dodge the pick'em version. And you said, look, I just want to skip the whole show.
Nah.
All right, man. Thank you for joining us this week. Yes, and early for next week, Armani. We love you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
The DOD has been called.
Our money had to go get that fresh cut this morning. He said, Joe, I got to go meet with my boss.
On a lighter note, the VP said, Joe Black, the legal team of Revenite Nation has decided to drop the petition to get you from YouTube purgatory. We will send quarterly care packages and tons of prayers. Godspeed, my brother. C-Dub said, man, if the Hawks were smart, they better get the most of DJ. I wouldn't want to trade him. Sick of the Hawks management as well. Wrestler, idiot son. I'm with you, bro. Dixon Way said, that's my dope moment, DeJounte Murray. Jerry said Jerry Royster.
Yeah, dog.
I would have never thought
Jerry Royster.
Stating his name on the Rev show. He was the utility man. He was this guy. Man. There we go, Anthony. Let's pump this hashtag up. Trey Young. Let's get it viral because he's the one who needs to take his curly haired self out of Atlanta. All right. Who wants to play here? Who wants to play here if we get rid of Trey? A lot of folk. If you're winning, yeah. I mean, DeJounte Murray is not a scrub, man. I mean, so who gave that report? Trey Young sells tickets. Who wants to play here with him here? What free agent said I want to come to Atlanta?
Jerry, what you acting like? I see, Jerry, you acting like Trey. Tell myself, who wants to play here? We get rid. Who is Trey?
Exactly.
What do we want? What do we want? You act like he's some dang budding superstar, dude. I'm tired of Hawks fans trying to ride off that Eastern Conference appearance 3 years ago almost. as something to hold on to. No, dude, what have you done for me lately? 3 years ago, we passed that. We are past Trey in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Trey is not okay. Trey is not okay.
It's time. Go ahead and trade him.
Trey is not
I'm
okay
saying,
for the ATL.
you look how the Hawks play without him. I'm with Rev. DeJounte, if DeJounte and Jalen were the two superstars, I promise you, we get consistency, defense, offense, effort, physicality. I'm just saying, did you see the way Rev, you talk about Anthony Edwards dunk? Did you see that dunk by Jalen this week? The way he yoked on brother and just stared him down like, what?
See, if I were the Hawks right now, I would be looking for a trade partners for Trae Young and Hunter. Those are the two guys. You know, and see, if you have guys who can guard, that makes Clint Capella even better. And then you can get a two guard who can light it up. You can even put Bogey at the two. And put, you know, or depending upon if you get somebody solid from trading Trae Young, I would just trade Trae Young for draft picks and maybe one solid person. Like, give me 4 draft picks for Trae Young. Because one of the problems with the Hawks, man, they got too much duplication on their team. You got all these guys that play the same position. You know, you got Hunter, Sadiq Bey. All them guys, man, like that, they're the same player. Get some variety on the team. And DeJounte Murray is athletic. Jalen Johnson is athletic. You run your team around those two guys, and you got something going. Get them good two. That's athletic. If you don't want to start Bogey, you want him to come off the bench, you got something going. But let me go back to these. The VP said we're going to trade El DeBarge. Hashtag trade El DeBarge. The president says send Trey to the New Jersey Generals.
God, dog.
VP giving praise for Mrs. Black. Prayer works. Great news, no doubt. Love the love that y'all showing to Joe Black. Jerry said, we not winning, but I agree Trey has no business being a diva. That's the reason. We're not winning. Plus, you can't win with a 5'10" guard whose name is not Isaiah Thomas, even though Isaiah was 6 feet. Isaiah had that dog. He made his team better. He made his players better. Who is Trey made better? I think Keith Sweat is in my spirit. Nobody. Keep going. Trey. Joe Black. Jerry says, love Jalen Johnson. Let's build around him. How about that? The Dixon Way says, sell the franchise if they trade DeJounte for D-Lo and a pick in 2029. That gets you worse. Who in their right mind thinks trading DeJounte Murray, a two-way player, for Russell, a one-way player, makes sense? In what basketball world? See, that's the kind of stuff that allows me not to invest my heart into teams. You know, people can be diehard all they want. That ain't my testimony. When you start making stupid moves like the Falcons did 6 years ago with Matt Ryan, and ain't never been the same since. They 6 years out the playoffs. I mean, you know, that's when I can't put my heart into foolishness like that. The Hawks started that with me, even though I wasn't a big Dominique guy. But when you trade Dominique Wilkins, when you are in first place with Michael Jordan's Bulls, and you get a role player back for Dominique, when the Hawks was filled with nothing but role players,
that don't make sense.
That didn't make absolutely any sense.
That don't make sense.
And the Hawks ain't never been the same since.
Ain't never been the same since.
Done. That's real. That's when the Lakers became my number one team. And then that morning I got up and was listening to V103, and I heard Mike Roberts say, the Hawks have tried. I was like, what? I was like, what? We in first place. I was like, okay, I'm with the Lakers. Lakers are my number one team. Because the Lakers were my bad because they were my number 2 team. Man, the Lakers became number 1 after that. Because I knew
I can see why.
I don't know what it is with these Atlanta sports teams. They just can't, other than the Braves, they just can't get it right.
Well, the problem is that the owners and the management don't feel any level of accountability
at all,
because you don't have enough Atlanta fans on the same page. And then because Atlanta has become Atlanta, a lot of people that move to Atlanta don't have any loyalty to Atlanta teams. They'll jump on the bandwagon if the teams are doing well. Yeah. So you don't have that media. Just like the Eagles franchise, they're really mulling right now over keeping Nick Sirianni because they know the fans are going to have to be answered to. And they got to be clear about why they're keeping on Sirianni because there's major backlash in Philadelphia when you make certain moves. You know what I'm saying? So the Hawks, their management, they sleep good because you're going to get somebody who's going to make an excuse.
Always.
Right. That's it, Real. You got excuse makers in Atlanta. You got excuse makers. We know, money. That's why I'm going to. You got excuse makers with the Falcons fan base. You got excuse makers with the. I mean, it's just excuse makers all over town, Audie. And see, me and Rev, we ain't excuse makers. We ain't never been excuse makers. You either winning or you not winning. You either trying to set your team up for championships or you not. It's black and white. Don't give me no gray area. Win or lose. That's the name of the game. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, were you the greatest player in the team history? Oh, well, look at your numbers. Oh, you didn't have this. You didn't have that. I don't care. Did you win? Did you win? Yes or no?
And that's the thing that makes me see how ignorant some Falcons fans are. You want to praise Matt Ryan for being the best quarterback of a team who has no championships. So being 4-6 is okay because he's the best quarterback ever to come. That ain't saying nothing. If you
There's
put
no
Matt
logic
Ryan
in
on
that.
the Cowboys, he may not even be in the top 10.
Nope.
If you put Matt Ryan in the Packers history, he definitely not top 5. So you up here celebrating a guy who's the best of a losing franchise. What do you call it, Armani? A poverty
franchise.
And we celebrating poverty.
Did you steal that from Eddie?
Oh my goodness.
No.
Let me go to these comments, man. We done started with the Hawks, man. Folk done jump on it. You forgot the Hawks. Jerry said, I was so mad when Nick got traded, joined the crowd. Anthony Ray said, I quit going to the Hawks game because of Trey. I have an XL City Gear jersey for sale for those that support it. Anthony also said Dominique fell victim to the Fred Taker's case. Fred Tokar. Oh yeah, that was big in Atlanta. The Lenny Wilkins curse prevails for sure.
Oh God.
Jerome Case coming in and said, I got to get my dope moment, Green Bay's love movement. And to Case, we get on him a lot because of his spelling. He was on point. He did pick the Packers last week. Can't hate on him for that. The Falcons considering Billy B. Coat, the nil impact on college football. Anthony said, I agree with y'all on the excuse makers. Winning is the name of the game for sure. The president said, in the great words of Booger McFarland, if you didn't win, you lost. Back to you, fellas.
Right. That's it. That's why sports is so
Jerome,
easy.
You were doing well, man. You were doing well until this statement, so I got to take it down. You were doing well. We put it in context. We celebrate Matt Ryan in Atlanta for what? For being the best quarterback of a franchise that's never won anything? Come on, man. Dre Anthony, Belichick is a go. I just heard informally. I hope you're wrong, man. I hope you're wrong. But matter of fact, that's our next topic. Let's go right into it, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Great segue.
Thanks, Dre.
Great segue, Dre.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go, man. Bill Belichick to the Falcons. Many reports have him locked in, even though the Falcons are trying to make us believe that they're still interviewing for. It was reported that Jim Harbaugh is going to have a second interview.
Yep.
And we'll see. So, with that being said, Coach, we're going to ask you to just observe for a minute because you don't really have a dog in this race. You sitting on cloud 9 once it was reported that your coach who was beleaguered at one point in time during the season, who seemed to be on the hot seat, was on the way out, and then 3 W's and a playoff berth. He's setting pretty. He's coming back to Pittsburgh. So you have no coaching situation to worry about as a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. But
have
those
nothing
of
to
us,
worry about.
Those of us, even though y'all know I love Mahomes, and I'm still rocking with the Chiefs, my heart is still with the Falcons, even though I'm heartless at this time because of stupid moves that they make. If they win or lose, it don't bother me. But this coaching search does matter to me because it will let me see if I become emotional or remain emotionless. And if they make this Bill Belichick hire, you don't have to worry about me becoming emotional, and I'll tell you why later. But, Red, you in uniform. You got the Falcons skull cap on, so I'm going to yield to you to give the first remarks on how you feel about Bill Belichick and the Falcons. Go with it. What you got?
How do I feel? How do I feel? No, just how do I feel? Real? Honestly, utterly disgusted. I mean, just utterly disgusted that all of a sudden Bill Belichick has become our one and only savior. Bill Belichick, the coach who was standing on the sideline when we had probably our worst defeat in franchise history. That's the guy who you slurping up and down off the blank. That's the guy you invited to the yacht. Hey, man, come check out my boat, man. You like it, Bill? Let's go out on the marina. I ain't even know where you got a boat at anyway, Arthur. I ain't know we had a beach in Atlanta. Somewhere a lake. I heard some lake somewhere down the highway somewhere. I know nowhere close to Atlanta. But anyway, like I say, I'm just disgusted, Rev, because I'm just not a Bill Belichick fan. I'm not a fan of anything he's done. I know he had Brady for 20 years, and basically that's what I think pumped his name up all this time. Yeah, you got lucky, Bill. Before Brady, you was a defensive specialist. If that's what we were bringing you on for, a defensive guy, defensive consultant, something like that, I wouldn't have no problem. But the head coaching, dude, without Brady, you have never been that good of a head coach to me. You sucked in Cleveland, except for that one year you went 11-5. You sucked so bad they had to move the team out of town, man. That's how bad you suck, Bill. And then you go to New England. I mean, you start off bad there, and up into when Bledsoe got hurt and you inserted Brady, you were going through another losing season. There are reports that if you didn't win this season, you probably would have got fired before Brady came and put you on a path to greatness. So, look, I understand you're a great defensive specialist, and Parcells put those defensive guys that were still there. I ain't forgot. I don't know why folks folks will say anything, and if you don't know no better, you'll follow it. Parcells drafted most of those defensive guys that were still there when Belichick got there. They was on the same team, the same Patriots team in '96 that lost to the Packers. Most of those defensive guys. So technically, and you was defensive coordinator too. I forgot Bill, but technically, those are Parcells guys that were Bill was coaching during those first 3 years that Brady won. They were Hall of Fame guys. And yeah, you drafted Richard Seymour, I think. I think you bought in Ted Johnson with his injury-prone self. Brewski, I'm not sure if that's you or Parcells, but a lot of those guys were there before you got there. Brady, Brady got a lot of defensive plays, so he benefited from having all those guys early on in his career. But as his career went on, Brady honed himself into being the great quarterback that he is, and he made up for a lot of your deficiencies, Bill Belichick, a lot of your GM deficiencies, a lot of your bad personnel deficiencies, coaching deficiencies. Man, look, all those guys you don't hire on the team, when they left the Patriots, they didn't do anything. They did nothing, basically. So for all I know, it was Brady that was making those folks look good. Your coaching tree has not proved to be worth anything. Charlie Weiss didn't do nothing when he left. Bill O'Brien, he did okay in Houston, but never had the quarterback success with Brady. Never had the quarterback success they had even at Alabama. So, look, Belichick, all these folks that are saying Belichick is this great, great, great guy, you need to do your research. Do your research, football fans, okay? And that's how me and Rev can tell the folks that actually, the coach too, Armani, you too, we can all tell the folks that know football and the folks that just watch football, okay? So do your research. Realize what type of coach you are really bringing in here. What type of coach has he been the last 4 years without Brady? Has that look championship great coach worthy? He made the playoffs one time and got boat raced up out of Buffalo. So save it, okay? Save it. He can't pick a quarterback to save as you know what. He can't make the right personnel decisions for you know what. You turning offensive guys and the defensive guys and offensive guys, special teamers and the doggone custodians. So look, I don't know what Bill is trying to do, but I can promise you, Falcon fans, that is not what you want in Atlanta. Falcon fans, we are a certain type of town, certain type of community. Belichick and his Boston way and his Belichick way ain't what you want in Atlanta. It ain't what I want. It ain't what Rev want. And trust me, it ain't going to get sold and endorsed by me. So, Rev, to answer your question that you asked me maybe 10 minutes ago, I am utterly disgusted about Bill. I want Harbaugh, or if you don't get Harbaugh, just go out and get one of these young, do what you've been doing. You might as well. Why change now? Go get one of these young offensive coordinators that's just better at his job than Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith wasn't the guy. That don't mean none of these other young guys may not be the guy. So please, Arthur, somebody save Arthur from himself. And either Bill decides that he don't want the job, because it's a reason, Rev, after the second interview with Bill, why are they still interviewing coaches? Why is Harbaugh still getting a second interview? If Bill really is the guy, Arthur, you can stop with the phony baloney, okay? Just go ahead and say he's the guy, and as soon as you're able to hire him, you're going to hire him. But you're still interviewing coaches, so something is amiss, and I guess we'll see over the next couple of days. But I'm not going to be satisfied, and I'm not going to accept that Bill is just the guy outright right now unless I got specific confirmation. And no somebody who said Bill is the, oh, Dre, that was you saying Bill is the GOAT. I need some confirmation because Arthur is still interviewing people.
All right, Armani, jump with it, man.
If this was a younger Bill, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. You know, I really don't care much for the whole culture thing. Bill wouldn't fit the culture, man. I don't care about none of that because, I mean, you know, regardless of what we say about Bill, I mean, even with he's won. And I think we kind of get lost in the coaching trees, and you got Bill Parcells as guys. Bill Parcells didn't get the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Patriots didn't get to the Super Bowl until Bill Belichick got there. So, I mean, and he struck
they got
gold.
To the Super Bowl in '96.
Did they win that year?
Well, you say they didn't get there. You didn't say they didn't win. You said get
Did
there.
they win that year?
That's not what you said.
I'm asking you, did they win that year? I'm asking the question.
No, they didn't win, but you said they didn't get to the Super Bowl until Belichick got there. They got there with Parcells.
Okay, but ultimately, I was trying to allude to is that did they win? But the thing is, you know, if you, again, I wouldn't mind it if he was younger. But the fact that he wouldn't be the best long-term solution. But the thing is, if he has a plan, he says, hey, I could get this team to the promised land within the next couple of years, then it'll be worth it. I'm kind of in between. I'm not going to say that, you know, I'm not going to give Brady all the credit for the New England Patriots' success. I mean, somebody had to draft him and somebody had to develop him because going back and looking at Tom Brady's film from Michigan, he wasn't that great. So, you know, I think people kind of shoot shots at Bill because, I mean, he's really not a person of personality. And I think we kind of get lost in that because he's really not a person of personality. But, I mean, the man does have 6 Super Bowls. I mean, he hasn't won lately. Brady departed. He never recovered from that yet. But, you know, I'm in between. I would rather have Bill or Harbaugh. They both have a record of winning. And, again, I don't care about that culture stuff. I just want to win. So, you know, Bill, Harbaugh, we've done the hot OC thing, and it's gotten us nowhere. So I mean, something has to change. So I wouldn't be mad if we gave Bill a shot. But I mean, that's just my take. I'm in between. It could go really good or it could go really bad. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna try to get Armani to stop straddling the fence before the show is over.
For real.
All right. So I want you to hang in. I'm gonna read these comments and then I'm gonna give my commentary. Jerome K says Bill Belichick to the Falcons would be the most tone-deaf hire in NFL history. The A is a lemon pepper wet city, not a clam chowder in Crackerstown. That's a good way of putting it. Good way. Belichick came here on the Mayflower. Too bad, because Bill's coming due like the first of the month. Eric Parker, I agree. Red Belichick got the rings and experience because of Brady. I want Harbaugh. The VP said Atlanta's too diverse for Belichick. Jerry says we need a coach who can sustain long-term winning, not Belichick. The president said Harbaugh ain't coming. He'll be in San Diego. Ray Ellison says, I thought Pete Carroll was the coach before Bill. Jerome said, Armani, it's okay to be wrong. The president says, I don't think Raheem Hard.
I could very well be wrong.
Even got a sniff. Anthony Corey says, sound like some ageism is going on. Ain't Luke, he running the football. A.S. Smith in his 40s. Suck eggs. Okay. Couldn't get the full breath. I didn't understand it. VP,
what are you talking about?
VP said, the president, if those suckers had an interview a brother for HC, then I would wish nothing but misfortune for them. Read the room sounds about white. Tony, what's going on, bro? The president said, I'm going to get Armani a fence saddle. Tony said, we still have a HE double hockey sticks of an off season coming up.
Oh, look, Tony.
Ray Allen said, I'm with Armani. I just want to win. Okay. Can I preface my comments with a great song that many of you all remember? I don't know if Armani was born yet when this song came out, but here's the instrumental version.
Oh, Lord.
That's my girl, Rev. That's my girl, the GOAT.
Armani, are you familiar with that song?
Beyonce?
No.
This was a song written by the great Janet Jackson, and it's entitled, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Has Bill Belichick won a ring lately? The answer is no. Has Bill Belichick been an under 500 coach, just like the guy the Falcons just hired? Yes. Let me show you an image, because I understand as a former teacher and a current preacher, some people need visuals to see the light. I just posted this on my Facebook page. I said this needs to come to the show today. You wanted Arthur Smith out of here. Am I right, Armani? I want you to give me
deservedly so. Yeah,
you wanted him out of here. Then why would you even be on the fence about a coach who's only been one game better, who had the groceries, shopped the groceries, and he was only one game better than the coach we just fired? That's my Facebook post. So the Atlanta Falcons just fired their HC, who went 21-30 the past 3 seasons, only now to pursue a former head coach who went 22-29 within that same time frame. Those 6 rings ain't walking back through that door. Tom Brady ain't walking through the Falcons' door. Adam Vinatieri ain't walking through the Falcons' door. Richard Seymour, Mike Vrabel, none of them jokers who won on those 6 championships ain't walking through that door. Randy Moss, even though he didn't win one with him, ain't walking through that door. So why are we still celebrating 6 championships of a man who ain't won nothing lately? Then you want to say it wasn't all Tom Brady? Well, what I saw was Once Tom left, Bill, what did he do, Armani? You don't know?
He lost.
No, he won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Belichick. My bad.
Right, he lost, but
That's
Tom
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He lost, but Tom. So why would you want Bill to come? Okay, you should know as an Alabama fan what he did. To who? Matt Jones. Has he made Matt Jones' career better or worse?
Worse. Well, Matt Jones pretty much got worse because he due to injury too. But that's fair. That's a fair point.
Maybe he got worse because he said, "I'm such a genius. I'm such a great coach that I can hire a defensive coordinator to be the offensive coordinator over a young coach." Was that wise?
No, that wasn't wise. No.
So why do we want it? Can I put up another banner up, please?
Go ahead, Real.
Let's remember him with Tom Brady and without Brady. Without Brady, he is an under 500 coach, but Tom Brady without Belichick is an over 500 coach plus a Super Bowl champion. Now, this is why it's so stupid for them to be considering Bill Belichick in the first place. What kind of coach is Bill Belichick? He's a defensive guy, am I correct?
Yeah, he's defensive.
Didn't the Falcons just have one of their best defenses in years? They've prohibited Ryan Nielsen from talking to other teams about being a defensive coordinator. So obviously that means he did a good job. And the Falcons management, without hiring the coach, wouldn't mind having him here. So obviously the offense was the problem. Part of the problem, major problem, was they don't have a quarterback. So we're going to go and hire a defensive guy who messed over Matt Jones to be the head coach of a quarterback, young quarterback, that we greatly need. Make that make sense.
Mighty, cue the organ up.
Make that make sense. And see, this is why informed. We got to be informed. We can't be on the fence with this. What's that? I'm going to bring up a drumline reference. What was that famous saying? One band, one sound. That's what we need, Falcons fans, to stop hires like this. One football fan, one sound. This is what we need. We don't
no matter what we do, Arthur gonna do what he want to do anyway. He not gonna listen to us.
Again, that's because we got too many fans who straddle the fence. We got too many fans who sit up here and look at his 6 Super Bowls. If somebody reported recently that Arthur Blank's one of his former wives, who he listens to, they make it a point to see what's on Twitter, which is now X, to see what is being said about the Atlanta Falcons. If everybody is on the same page to say we are not going for an old school coach who is no longer relevant, and we will not purchase season tickets, and we will not support these PCLs or whatever it's called. PSLs. Then you think he's going to ignore if he's going to bring Belichick and ain't nobody going to be in the stands? Part of the reason why he fired Arthur Smith is because folks said they weren't paying for that next season. So we got to be on the same page. There is nothing about Bill Belichick that says he's going to be able to bring the Falcons to prominence. Now, let's go to his personality. Does his personality read ATL?
I don't care about
Oh,
Swaggerless.
I don't care about the personality. I want to win.
Well, you gotta care. You gotta care because again,
because you in Virginia
personalities matter.
already.
Okay, you think Bijan Robinson going with that little smug stuff? No. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. And see, you gotta
Defensive
understand,
guy, Jesse Bates.
Bill ain't coming in here with the 6th championship on his resume within the past few years. That's old school. Those kids that he gonna coach, they were in middle school, elementary school. They know not a championship in their high school and college years that Bill Belichick led. So that don't matter to them. So he's already old school. Don't want you on social media. In a day and age where young men are trying to increase their brain, how that's gonna work? So you got to look at his personality. Like look at all the guys he purchased the groceries for the Patriots. Name one superstar on the Patriots recently.
They don't have one.
Exactly, because he doesn't want them. He wants inferior players who he can feel like he can coach up. Atlanta, that ain't gonna work in Atlanta. So what do we want? I'm done. Coach, if you get your signal straight.
Rev, you might want to hit the comments, man.
I'm done. All right, let's go to Rev Night Nation.
Yeah.
One band, one sound. There you go. How is Mac Jones doing without Bill now? We don't know yet. He hasn't had a season without him yet. Arthur Blank needs to do a better job of researching his candidates for the head coaching candidacy. Do we not have on paper a high-value offense? Yes, no, we do. Why we want Bill Belichick? That's the question. Question, do the Patriots have a better roster as it stands than the Patriots?
I think he meant the Falcons.
Falcons, yeah. Tampa got Brady and Gronk. Patriots have Brady and Gronk. Do the current Patriots have anything close to those two? Nope. And that's Bill Belichick's fault because he was the one doing the groceries. Preach, Rev. I think a lot of us have complained that we want a real coach and we have a chance to get one. There's Jim Harbaugh, who's relevant, just won national championship. Also, we can go back to his days in San Francisco. He made them relevant when they were irrelevant.
I think folks forget that, Rev.
Yeah, Harbaugh has won everywhere he's gone. Everywhere. We could tell you when Belichick didn't win. Didn't win nothing in Cleveland. Hadn't won anything without Tom Brady. And I used to be a guy that thought Tom Brady was only good because of Belichick. But when I saw that man literally change a franchise that was down in the dumps in Tampa and won a Super Bowl and came back the next season, they made the playoffs. And then the next season, they made the playoffs. And Belichick ain't done nothing since. Was it Tom Brady?
When is Brady not made the playoffs? How many times Bill don't not made the playoffs?
Plenty of times without Brady.
Right. Without Brady, he never made it. Except for that one time in Cleveland, right before he got ran out of town.
And how many? And he's had what, about 7-8 seasons without Brady, and only made it once.
Fans just forget. They just blinded by everything these past 20 years in New England. Thankfully, I ain't blinded. I know what he was with Brady. I remember what he was without Brady. You can't forget.
So Maceo Hurd, the great Maceo Hurd from the Crush says, folks going to be in the stands. They want them in the stands. We can't get to our seats on time. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know if the collective fan base is going to be going for Belichick. They wasn't.
I don't know if that's going to slow the tailgate down.
Do the last Super Bowl winners have a good team or an ATL personality? The Hawks got coached for days, but they are losers. If you have winning plus a culture, that breeds success. Belichick ain't bringing no winning culture. He got. What about this? he got fired. He got fired from the same team that he won 6 Super Bowls. So how is that winning culture looking like in New England? Help me. Did we forget that he was the one who was just a coach of a losing team? That he got fired from the same team he won 6 Super Bowls? Typically, don't they let those coaches retire when they want to? But Mr. Kraft said, I'm sick and tired of this man who won 6 Super Bowls running my franchise into the ground. And Atlanta says, come on, Bill, come to us and duplicate what you did. But Mr. Kraft said he can't do it. How stupid is that? Come on, Bill, you won 6 championships. And the man he won 6 championships for said, I want him out of here. What kind of, man, this is kind of stupid stuff we sitting on as Atlanta Falcons fans. The man who got 6 rings, the man who can look at his trophy box, his ring box, said those 6 rings don't mean nothing to me no more.
Get out.
Get out of here. But Falcons fans say he still got 6 rings. But the man who just fired him said them 6 rings don't mean nothing. Oh, my God.
And we, with no rings, that's what I'm talking about. This is stuff you got to do. We don't even have rings, but folks saying, yeah, his losing over the last 4 years don't matter. Bring him in. They honestly think Bill means automatic championship. You actually got fans that think Belichick being here means an automatic ring. How? You don't even have a quarterback yet. He don't work with offense. He don't work with quarterbacks. The problem is offense. What the F are you fools talking about sometimes? God. Yeah, I tell you, Real, they'll swear that they saying some intelligent, making some intelligent comment. But no, these comments are dumb as dirt.
Hey, Maceo, if it happens, I'm going to remain emotionless. That's all. This is the most emotion I've shown for the Falcons all year long. That's because they're in the middle of a coaching search. But the minute they call Bill Belichick, I'm emotionless because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit here and want a man who was just fired by the same man who he won 6 rings for. That makes absolutely no sense. And then we expect him to bring the Patriot magic to Atlanta when he ain't bringing a quarterback that brought the magic to his team. That don't make no sense.
Oh my God.
Bill can make a good Falcons defense better. Okay. What about the offense? He wanted Joe Gibbs, Bill Parcells. Arthur's going to hire Bill. God bless him. And guess what? Arthur, you'll probably die without winning a ring for the Falcons because of your stupid decision. Because I'll admit I'm on record. I don't want an unproven coach, but I don't want an old coach who ain't won nothing lately. Rev is about to preach the A off his hat. Harbaugh does not want to come to the NFL this year. Harbaugh had better get out of Michigan. He doesn't want that veil of controversy staying that program for years. I agree. I want Harbaugh the most. The way the Falcons are handling this, we might lose both opportunities to hire either coach. This is a sign of dysfunctional organization. I can agree with that.
Okay.
Ben said that.
Corey.
Ben said how dysfunctional it is. It's business culture.
Again, get ready for the hoodie era. Belichick owes career to 2 people, Bill Parcells and Tom Brady. You better preach, Rev. Again, in the words of the great Lieutenant Sono Falcons fans, let's get at that poverty franchise mindset. Well, Arthur Blank is getting his guy, and let him get his guy, and he'll go to his grave with a championship.
See, Mason a Cowboys fan. He ain't taking it.
He don't care. He don't care.
Yeah, worry about them Cowboys, Maceo.
He don't want the Falcons to win that. Rev, check your blood pressure. That's from the mother. I got Maceo says, save your energy. And the cameraman that he used for, he said there are more than 2 people who should get credit. Parcells, Tom Brady, and the cameraman that he used to steal signs. Mason said, I feel you, Rev. Like I keep saying, Blank and McKay know what they want. Arthur Smith wasn't fired. from Tennessee. Neither was Dan Quinn. Or Mike Smith.
Arthur Smith just got fired from the Falcons.
No, he's talking about when the Falcons hired him.
Oh.
They were coordinators.
Yeah, they were coordinators. They got promoted. They moved up.
Yeah, I mean, but
I ain't see the correlation there. But anyway.
Given my professional opinion, I have to cover the birds every week. Yeah, and you know we ain't winning nothing with Belichick, but you won't say that so you can get your pass to the Falcons games next year. We know you being political, Maceo. I got you, man. You being political.
Oh yeah.
But you know deep down,
Bill
Belichick is not the answer for Atlanta. You know that, Maceo, but you don't have to say that because I don't want you to lose your credential next year. Look how he respond. Look how he respond.
I see that real. Had McCarthy been let go in Dallas and Jerry bought in Belichick, Maceo would have went crazy. You would have went crazy, Maceo, if Dallas had bought in Belichick after they fired Fat Mike. But luckily they kept Fat Mike.
But here's the thing, Red. I would say, and we got transition soon. I would say Belichick. He said, "Lost my mind."
I know you would have. You would have went. I would. Hey, your next show, Maceo, on the Crush Network, after they hired Belichick, that probably would have been your most watched show because I know you would have went crazy.
But here's the reality, Red. Here's the reality. Belichick, he's laughing. Belichick in Dallas makes way more sense than it does in
probably
Atlanta.
do. Yeah,
because at least they got a quarterback. We can say he might not be the greatest, but Dak is in Dallas. So that makes more sense. They're not searching for a quarterback. So that would make more sense. But again, nobody ain't won nothing lately. Jerome K said, I'll take Bill Bellamy before Bill Belichick. Mason said, would have gone berserk, proving Red's point. Have a great show, fellas. Taking off. VP out. Peace and much hair grease, man. Safe travels to you, VP. All right, man.
All right, Vince.
Safe travels to South Kakalaki. All right, let's move on, man. It's halftime. I didn't realize this topic was going to take my blood pressure up. Armani, I'm going to close with you.
Rev, you became an emotional Falcon fan again.
I'm going to close with you.
We got him back, y'all.
Was anything said or shared that allows you to get off the fence?
I mean, again, what you said was valid points. I get it, but no matter what I think or what anybody else think, they're gonna do what they want to do. If they come out and they start losing,
we ain't worried about you on a sports show that you can get away with that in Rev Nation. You can't get away with that as a parent.
I'm just saying.
So regardless of Off the Blank doing what he wants to do, we're here to give our opinions. So we're not saying the politically correct thing. We know Off the Blank can do whatever he wants to do. Now, I want you to take a stance. That's why we brought you on the show and brought you out of Rev Nation into the marvelous light of the Red Rev Sports Show.
I'm on the Jim Harbaugh fence. That's where I'm at.
That's where you think they should go.
Hey,
but he's been my first choice. I've made that clear. Harbaugh has always been my first choice.
So if they brought in Belichick, how you feel?
I'd be like y'all. I'd just be like emotionless. I'd be like, well, it's either gonna go really good or it's gonna go really bad.
Okay. All right.
So that's better. You've been on outside the whole time.
That's better. We can roll with that.
I'm with Jim Harbaugh. They need to go ahead and after that second interview, they need to hire that guy. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
agree.
That's what we wanted from you from the beginning. I don't know why you sounded like you was kind of with Belichick. Yeah.
All right, everybody, it's halftime for the Red Rev Sports Show. I knew that topic was going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we're through talking about the Falcons. We're through with our dope note coat moments. We're coming back. A little basketball. We got NFL picks to make. And we got a little bit more conversation about football in our 5 for 5. So hang out with your boys, Red Rev, Coach, and Armani. For the second half of the Red Rev Sports Show coming back to you in just a moment. We'll be right back. we are back on the Red Rev Sports Show. Hopefully you all have enjoyed what you have listened to so far. As you all can see, we had some passionate talk about the Atlanta Falcons coaching search, and there's a good chance next week this time we'll have some more meat to pluck from that Atlanta Falcons coaching bone. So we look forward to it. All right, gentlemen, let's see, man. Rev, this is safe space. Rev, don't forget to properly cue the Lunas for 5 for 5. I got you, bro. And that's where we are. 5 for 5 territory. So now the VP has spoken even from the friendly skies. Don't forget to cue Lunas. And y'all tell the VP, as Lunas had 5 on it, Rev was on it by queuing up Lunas right now. We got 5 on it. 5 for 5. This is our moment where we pick 5 topics, where we give the panelists 1 minute to talk about their topic. Then once they pass that minute, either they'll be finished or they'll get muted. While the panelists are talking about the particular topic at hand, Rev Night Nation, we encourage you to put in your comments, and we will read those comments verbatim, as long as they're clean comments without cursing, after the panelists have shared. All right, gentlemen, we got 5 hot topics for 5 for 5. We're going to start with some NBA talk. There was a big trade between the Indiana Pacers and the Toronto Raptors. Pascal Siakam, somebody the Hawks were coveting this summer, finally got traded to the Indiana Pacers. Coach, we're going to start with you since you sat a lot of last segment out. What says you about the trade, Siakam, to the Pacers? Are they now really a contender? What says you, Coach? Go.
No, sir. They're not a contender. They got better. He helps the team, but it's not going to push them over the Celtics, the Bucks, the 76ers. It's not enough. It's a good addition, nice to have, but it's not going to get them over the top.
Coach said good trade, but not really nothing of any significance. Red, what you got?
Well, the most significant thing about this trade is the fact that once again, he's proven me and Rev's point that nobody wants to play with Trae Young. He rejected the Hawks I don't know how many times. Every time his name brought up with the Hawks, nope, don't want to go there. Nope, don't want to go there. Nope, don't want to go there because I'm not re-signing. So appreciate you, Pedro Siakam, for trying to knock some sense into my Hawks. I don't think they were listening though. But anyway, I think it's just a regular old move, Rev. I don't think it's going to expand the Pacers up that high. They ain't going to drop them down. They ain't going to be no worse about it. I think they'll remain right where they are. They'll be a contender. They'll be in the playoffs. They'll have a shot. And when Halliburton come back, them two going to love playing with each other. So it's a good move because it's going to help the team. But I don't think it's just the greatest move. But it's a good move. Not bad.
Armani, jump in there. You're muted.
It was a good move, but Siakam not that type of player that's gonna be he's not gonna put a team over the hump. Not like Coach said, over Philly or Boston or Milwaukee. I mean, again, it was a decent trade, but I mean, Siakam he's not one of those upper echelon players of the NBA. I mean, he's mid to good. That's it.
Wow, he said mid to good. Wow. All right, let's see if we got anybody comment
up in there, Real.
The Pope said cue the Lunas. That's what I did. And that's it. Nobody else. Going back to some of the Falcons talk. The president said I'd rather have Bill Gates as coach. All right, man. I think it's a good trade. I think it allows the Pacers to stay in the middle of the pack. I don't think the trade allows them to go above Boston, Milwaukee, North Philadelphia. So I think this trade keeps them around 4 or 5. They'll get a 4 or 5 game. They may win that game, but then they'll lose to either Boston or Milwaukee in the second round. All right, that's my take. Let's move on to the next. Anthony Corey says if Siakam was that good, then why were they garbage after Leonard left? I mean, maybe Siakam was better too than a one guy.
Exactly.
He might be
Yeah, that's what I
Robin and
think.
not Batman. So that might be
Yeah.
a reason.
Yeah.
It's a decent trade, but
Yeah.
I'll make the Pacers a playoff team and nothing more. Can't go against that. All right, on to the next topic. 5 and 5. Red, you up. It's the NBA. There were charges against once Josh Giddey of the Oklahoma Thunder. He was accused of messing with women, young girls who were underage, but those charges were dropped. What says you, Red? Go.
What says me is that so it's a white family somewhere in Oklahoma that just became a little richer. And so I appreciate you, Josh, using your NBA money to keep folks silent. But honestly, real talk though. This case is never. I don't know if this case was ever gonna be taken that seriously anyway. Because look, number one, Josh, the girl ain't nothing but 2 years behind Josh. Okay, I guess when they first started messing with each other, she was not of age and he was. But now I'm saying like I say, they were just 2 years apart. Josh not that old in the NBA, 2 or 3 years apart. I think he was 15 and I think she was 15 and he was like 18 or 19 or something. So 3-4 years, technically in real life terms, is not that far apart. But when one of them is a minor, I guess they'll look at it. But whatever, they weren't cooperating with police because Josh probably threw him some cash. So like I say,
Armani, go with it.
It's the image. I probably would have cut Josh Giddey because it's the image of it all. It just screams bad publicity. Yeah, nah, man. You, again, even if you are 18, 19 years old, 15-year-old, nah, I can't have that. No, that's just not a good look. This is a terrible look.
Coach.
It's something that money changes things, and money can change a story in a hot minute. And whatever happens, I just don't see where Giddey wins. He wins, but he doesn't win because perception is a dangerous thing, and now the perception of him is he has gotten away with something, and now people are going to look at him a whole lot different.
All right, let's see if Reverend Night Nation got anything to say about Giddey. Money didn't help Cosby or R. Kelly.
You got to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The two names that Brother Corey you talked about. Hold on. We go to Jerry. White family got rich. Red on Judge Giddey. Maury said I would have cut him too. The optics weren't good. Look at what the Bills did with their former opponent. Now, Brother Corey, you got to realize Brother Giddey, different skin color. Rules are different. All right? That's the reality of the matter. If Bill Cosby or R. Kelly were different color, they wouldn't have made a big deal about that particular situation. And then also you got to remember, there was agenda against Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was getting too big for his britches. Instead of making money for NBC, he was trying to buy NBC. And they had to put the Negro in his place. Mm-hmm. And that's why they brought trumped up charges against Bill Cosby, because he was trying to run the NBC network and not make money for him. Different story, different game, different rules. All right. If Josh Giddey were black, the optics would look very terrible. And to Maurice Thor's point, he would have been cut. But because he looks good for Oklahoma, he fits that brand, if you will. That's why they turned their eyes in another direction and let him continue to go on. That's my take. Jared Martin says, it does matter if you're black or white. Refuted Michael Jackson, who said it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Jerome Case said, this is more of a social issue than a legal issue, and I would have to agree. All right, let's move on. Next topic. We're talking NFL futures. Dolphins, Browns, Rams, Eagles. So if you're going to get it in a minute, you got to go 15 seconds or go hard on one of the teams in particular. Armani, you're up. What says you, sir? Go.
So for the Eagles, they might need to do a coaching, turnaround. The Rams are fine. The Rams will be fine. They got Sean McVay. He's a really good coach. Same thing with the Browns. They'll be fine because they got Stefanski. Dolphins, will turn the ball over, man. He cannot stop turning the ball over in the postseason. I don't get it, but they're looking for him for a long-term contract, but they need to build up that defense. That defense needs to be more better. I think the Dolphins will be fine, but I think the Eagles, if they don't get it right, they'll be doing another coaching carousel within a year or two.
Coach.
Dolphins, good. Browns, good. Rams, good. Eagles, to be continued, I guess, because that collapse was epic. Now, whether they can recover from it, that's going to be their future right there. If Sirianni doesn't flip the script, then Sirianni will be sorry he was there, and he's going to be gone.
Red, what you got? Oh, I'm sorry. What you got, Red?
Okay. Dolphins, might well keep two and resign them because you don't have no options right now. Browns, you got some decisions to make at the QB spot. Flacco, manage the game. Deshaun killing your cap. You got to make some decisions right there. Rams, pretty solid. You better than folks expected. Drafted a cool rookie in Puka Nuka. Sean McVay is there, so you always in the mix. Who's that last team we had? Eagles. Oh, Eagles, fire your sorry coach. Get your quarterback healthy and just do a complete overhaul of your raggedy, sorry old team. I told y'all wasn't gonna do nothing. You suck, E-Girls. You suck. And I hope Dana and Wallace watching. I told you, E-Girls wasn't gonna do nothing. Get rid of Nick Sirianni. He is in way over his head. Out of there, Nick. Get rid of Nick.
All right, let's see if Reverend Night Nation got any comments on here. Jerry said Armani and coach spot on with the Dolphins, Rams, and Eagles. Jerome K says Eagles were playing hurt. Brown needs a steady QB. Rams are good. Dolphins are good. The Pope says my Dolphins okay. Browns will be okay. Rams okay, but the Eagles need to hire Rev as a religious consultant. Jerry said, and the Browns to Armani and coach. Let me just put my 2 cents in. I think the Dolphins will be fine going into the offseason. I think if the Dolphins don't make some real strides in the playoffs, Mike McDaniel, the offensive guru, is going to be on the hot seat and maybe even fired after next year. I think the Browns are set at quarterback because of financial reasons. They gave Deshaun Watson a guaranteed contract, so they have too much dead money if they try to get rid of Deshaun Watson. So that's why he'll still be the quarterback. The Rams are fine. The interesting thing will be if they keep Cooper Kupp, of all people, because they've got his replacement. So that's going to be interesting to see if they keep paying Cooper Kupp the money, because they got some receivers who are more than capable of being very productive. And then the Eagles, Nick Sirianni, I think after the debacle of looking like trash, if they got good sense, they should fire him, because you should have some type of adjustment on offense if you're this offensive guy. And the bottom line is Jalen Hurts is only as good as his head coach, only as good as his offensive coordinator, and they're not going to get their $50 million worth if they keep Nick Sirianni around, and he's going to be the main offensive guru in the building. So they should really think seriously about firing him and bringing somebody who can make good on the $50 million that they're paying Jalen Hurts. All right, on to the hot topic. Red, you like this topic, going back to coach. Coach, we got a feud between a former player and a former coach back when they were the Washington Redskins. Jay Gruden, RG3's former coach when he won Rookie of the Year. They're beefing about what really went down in Washington during that era. So what says you, Coach, about the brawl that's going on? Go.
One sentence. A has been arguing with a never was. Simple as that.
So it's a non-story?
To me, it is.
Oh man!
Like my favorite saying goes, I'd rather watch a documentary on dirt.
All right, Red, I'm going to give you Coach's time because I know you like juicy hot topics. Go.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Coach. Okay, well I'll go with this one. I didn't like it coming from Jay's perspective, but I definitely like RG3 just standing up for himself. Yeah, I mean, dude, and then RG3 telling us how Jay had him address the team and then threw him up under the bus. Dude, I believe RG3 every bit of what he said because I know Jay Gruden, I know the Gruden brothers. They do underhanded stuff like that. This ain't the first time folks don't have a problem with them, and it's always black players that have a problem with these Gruden brothers. Keyshawn and John in Tampa, and now you got Jay and RG3 in Washington. It's always their offensive guys they should be clicking with that they have problems with. So, and then Jay, I mean, the goal is to be disrespectful to talk about RG3 after he left you or what he did in Cleveland and what he did in Baltimore. Talking about they didn't want him. Well, who wanted you after you left Washington, buddy? Because I don't remember any jobs you got when you left Washington. So, thanks for telling us who wanted and didn't want RG3, but who want and don't want you? Nobody. Nobody before Washington, nobody after Washington. So thank you, Jay. But dude, look in your own mirror before you start worrying about other players and who want to play. You were the man coach and you failed as his coach and he called you out and you just couldn't handle it. You should have took the high road and maybe RG3 would have came back and took the high road. But you're not going to go at him and think he ain't going to push back.
Even
Sorry.
with extra time, Red couldn't get through. All time. All right, go ahead. Armani, what you got?
Y'all seen the meme with the two Spider-Mans pointing at each other?
Yep.
This is what this is. You got Trash trying to argue with Trash. Both of y'all was terrible. So I don't know why y'all taking shots at each other. This is no. Come on, man. This don't make sense. Nobody wanted neither one of y'all after y'all left. Why does it matter? The only thing that Jay Gruden said that was probably true is that they were better off with Kirk Cousins than better off with RG3, and that was a good point. But I don't know why either one of y'all are sitting here arguing with each other about what happened. Both of y'all failed miserably. What are we talking about?
All right, Armani has spoken. Revenite Nation has chimed in on this one. Before we talk about RG3, Anthony Red said, Browns have a great defense. QB players, their downfall. Eagles need a new coach. Mom fell to cold weather, okay? Anthony Ray says, Jay Gruden has skeletons in his closet. Dude is a racist. Jerry says, Jay Gruden needs to sit down. RG3 had his opportunity. I like him as a commentator. The Pope said it's a non-story here. Next topic. Sister Harris said, great take on Gruden, Red. Horace, what's going up? Sports Roundtable. Check it out.
What's up, Horace?
What's going on? Jerome K said, wait, RG3 was never trashed. That man got hurt and his career changed. I have to agree with that right there. Yeah, RG3 wasn't hurt. He was Rookie of the Year, and he was fragile. When his knee got taken out, it was a wrap. But RG3 had one of the most impressive rookie years. So, like he was the flashy C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
his rookie year. So I gotta agree because I was gonna bring that out, Armani. He wasn't trash. He became trash after his injury because one of his superpowers was taken away. That was his running game. Once his running game was taken away, he wasn't nearly as effective as he used to be. So, Jerome Case, we normally get on your case, but you stated your case. Therefore, you got a good case, and we agree right there. All right. Y'all like those puns right there that I made on his last name? All right, here we go, man. Armani, I'm about to skip Red on this one and start with you.
Uh-oh.
Bama players hitting the portal. They fleeing up out of there left and right. What says you, Mr. Alabama, about the guys hitting the transfer portal? And we know that your top player decided to spurn the dogs and decided to go to Ohio State. Are you concerned? Go with it, Armani.
Not really concerned. I mean, it was bound to happen. Nick Saban left, so everybody like, okay, Coach Saban gone. He the GOAT, and he's ultimately the reason I came here. So I'm leaving, and I get it. They don't want a coach overhaul with Coach DeBoer. You don't know what kind of coaches he's bringing in. You don't know his system very well. I get it. Not mad. It is what it is. I mean, the rest of college football, as my old pastor say, are rejoicing and being glad in it. So, hey, it is what it is. If you don't want to be here, you ain't got to be here. You can't keep nobody that don't want to be kept.
Red, jump in there.
I'm just hoping all the guys that transferred come on down to UGA because you know where you gonna win at. You're not winning up there with DeBoer. You better come on down here with Kirby so you can get that ring, baby. We about to run things now. What did I tell y'all? It ain't the SEC no more. It's KFC. And Kirby about to get that fried chicken started up, baby, in the Kirby Football Conference. It starts this season, Rev, beginning in 2024. The debut of the Kirby Football Conference, baby. I can't wait.
Coach,
so you have to wait till after the GOAT left. Got it. Okay.
It happens. It happens. It's the NIL has done a lot of stuff. So if anybody, if you look at it, Alabama's already gotten some recruits coming in. He got his backup quarterback from last year, so that's a start. Plus some other guys that come in. So, replace and repeat. See what they do with the new group. It ain't gonna be a quick fix because Saban's gone, but they'll be okay.
All right, I'm gonna come back to Coach's statement about being okay. Bill Belichick to Alabama. Yeah. I'll go with that any day. I'll make a contribution to that. Jerome Case, Alabama players are hitting the transfer portal like our Latino Hispanic brothers are hitting the Texas border. Come on, Jerome.
Oh, man. You're going to get us kicked out the air, man.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. We can't make those kind of comments. Bama is on the decline, and the players know it. The new coach has the biggest shoes to fill. They will see more transfers, and recruiting will take a hit as well. Jerry said at least 3 more national championships for UGA in the next 5 years. The coach said the erosion.
You don't want to put
what coach you laughing?
It's going through the past week.
Put something on it.
It's mind blowing.
What's up? We know who ain't winning.
All right, Coach. Let me address. I'm gonna address your laugh second, but
yeah, that's right, real.
But I forgot the first point I was gonna make. Where Coach said something. I think you said they're gonna be okay. I don't think they brought DeBoer to be okay. They brought him in there to try to win championships. Now I'm gonna pose a question to you, Coach. Do you think DeBoer is a championship caliber coach at Alabama, being able to recruit against SEC coaches? And we know that out of all the college coaches in the SEC, Kirby, who was recruiting well against Nick Saban, who won 2 national championships while Saban was there, he is the guru now. That's the voice that they got to recruit against. Do you think DeBoer can keep Alabama to a national championship contending team? We're not talking about okay. We're talking about national championship contending team.
Okay, I'll say that as opposed to this. When Nick Saban was winning, did anybody think Kirby was going to come up that fast? It wasn't a quick fix. It wasn't a quick fix.
I think they knew that at some point Kirby.
They knew he was going to be good. They knew he was going to be a great coach, good coach. It didn't happen overnight. Don't expect this to happen overnight.
It took 3? When Kirby got hired in 2016, it took him 3 years to get to the Natty?
It took him 3 years.
3 years. So yeah, you got to give him time.
Now let's be honest though. We can't use that as a good comparison. Reason being, Kirby was not given the goods that DeBoer was getting. And this Alabama team with the defections are better than Georgia's team that Kirby first got. And Kirby did not have the benefit of the transfer portal.
You think this Alabama team is
I don't know about that, Rev. I don't know about
Kirby's
that.
first
20
year,
transfers?
Kirby was like 8-5 his first year. He didn't have a big time roster.
Sony and them went there then?
They were there, but they were not Sony. They were like freshmen.
Oh, okay.
But that's
So they were not that good. Look it up. Matter of fact,
no problem. That's the point though. Alabama may not start out that good, but nothing saying that they can't get better.
here's the question. Now, many folk thought Kirby could recruit against Nick because Kirby had the blueprint. He sat under Nick
For a long time.
So everybody knew what Kirby wound up doing was going to happen.
Yeah. It was inevitable.
So that's why it's a different conversation.
Well, I will say this. Nick Saban is still in the building. He ain't.
That from a preacher standpoint, that's terrible. Because when things go wrong, folk going to be looking over their shoulder to Saban, not DeBoer, not Caleb. And that's where I wish Saban would take his talents, go and move away from Tuscaloosa.
His talent.
Because he's doing more harm than good having an office in the building. So when things go bad, who you think they calling?
Ghostbusters?
No. Nick Saban. And Nick Saban going to be in the middle because he can't tell the truth or that's going to negate.
That's it there, Rev. That's it. Who you going to call? Nick Saban.
Exactly. That's what they're gonna call.
I think to your point right there, I don't know why he's staying in the building, but I guarantee you, in the background, he's gonna have something to do with recruiting. You think so?
I give it.
The problem is we already seen that doesn't work because Brother Kalen doesn't have the resume, the cachet as Nick Saban. That's why some of those guys left. I came to play for Nick Saban, not Alabama.
That's true.
I came to play for Nick Saban. There's a huge difference. The Saban brand was more important than the team that they played for. That's something you got to think about. All right, Brother Horace from the Sports Roundtable said, Bama 29 in the portal. They're not used to it. That's about a better opportunity and blessing. That's why Caleb went to Alabama. Re-recruiting ran Nick out. Yep, he got tired of the transfer portal. No Rev, stop the cap. Okay. DeBoer has no SEC ties in the South. That's part of my issue. Nick Saban
didn't have no SEC ties.
Yes, he did.
No, before he came to LSU. That's what I was referring to.
But he was his coaching cachet, what he did at Michigan State. He didn't try to go to Alabama. He went to LSU, which is a lesser SEC team.
Okay.
LSU did not have the cachet of Alabama and Bear Bryant. So so it's a different scenario.
But
he developed the cachet, won a championship. So now that made him credible when it was time to talk about going to Alabama.
Wasn't Alabama terrible back in those days?
They were. But all they needed was the right coach.
Rough times.
They had bad coaches because they actually hired somebody who couldn't stay out the strip club, Mike DeBose.
Oh, Lord.
Remember? He was there.
And then right after hired Mike Shula kid.
Yeah, so and then that's what made Nick Saban was ready for a ready-made job because Maurice Thrower knows quite well he didn't do much with his Dolphins. So that was the perfect marriage. at that time.
Question, Rev. How long do they give him?
I give it. I give it
years.
4 or 5 years.
I give him a recruiting cycle.
Nah, you can't do that.
That'll be 4 years.
4 years.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
a full for his recruits to come on campus and get 4 years. I'll give him a recruit cycle. My mother said Saban's remaining in Alabama's picture is like a successful pastor hanging around after retirement. Not good. I agree. That's what I've been trying to say. She just worded it better. I call it low character. They ran from a challenge before the challenge ever started. You didn't want players like that. And I disagree, man. I disagree. I played college basketball. Of course, it wasn't big time, but you go to a school based on your relationship with the person who recruited you. Like, there's a reason why people went to Duke. They went to go play for Coach K. All right? There's a reason why folk went to North Carolina back in the day. They went to go play for Coach Dean Smith.
Right.
I mean, these are iconic figures. Imagine sitting in the class. Let me put it like this. And this, Corey, I love, man, you like to be controversial. I like it. I like it. You bring good discussion.
On my page every day with it.
Yeah. So let's think about it in a classroom setting. If you go to college, you know that different classes have different professors. So if you had to sit in the class for football 101, whose class is filling up first? Kalen DeBoe or Nick Saban?
Oh, Nick Saban.
Exactly. And people will fall into Kalen's class because Saban's class ran out of room. So that lets you know.
Kirk class, Nick.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Alabama. Since both of them got Alabama.
I feel. I know.
So now you got to realize.
I'm gonna put Kirby in there so bad, man.
If I came here to take Saban's class, but it's not available, I got to find me somewhere else where I want to get that information. And that's why Georgia is attractive. Because after Saban in college football, who's left? Who has the most cachet? That's coaching now. Kirby Smart. That's what makes Georgia. Lincoln Riley was the hype machine. But he screwed up this year.
He screwed it up bad.
Screwed up bad. Screwed up bad. Like, it was ready-made. You got the Heisman Trophy coming back. You had the resume of getting all these guys Heisman trophies. Baker Mayfield. Not Baker Mayfield. Yeah, not Baker Mayfield. Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. Then you made Jalen Hurts relevant after transferring. Then you got my man, what's his name? Who's about to be drafted number 1?
Caleb Williams.
I mean, he got the resume. And then he got a ready-made situation and screws that up. So Lincoln Riley's not even in the conversation anymore.
Hey, Sark up there. Sark
got some credibility.
Rev, why are you Lincoln Riley, though?
I'm just saying. I'm talking about coaching cachet after Nick Saban.
Lanning.
I remember I got in trouble, and let me just make one quick announcement. I remember I got in trouble with one of my seminary professors who was black, and I went to Emory, Candler School of Theology in Decatur, right outside Atlanta. And we had amongst our faculty a white teacher, professor, who actually wrote the book on preaching that's being widely used in seminaries. It was called The Witness of Preaching. Tom Long was his name. He's a preaching guru. So somebody asked me if I would take the black professor's class on Intro to Preaching. I said, no, I want to learn from the best. It wasn't no shot at the black person, but this particular person wrote the book on preaching. Now, if it was dealing with social justice preaching, I would take the black person because it's a specific type of preaching. But preaching in general, I was going to take the person who wrote the book. And that's how it is with football. Like Nick Saban is almost like he wrote the blueprint on how to coach in these times. Like he was so great because he changed with the times. He wasn't so stubborn. Like he made moves that Kirby still hadn't made yet. Because if you look at his quarterbacks, what color has his quarterbacks been recently?
All white.
All black because of what? The running dynamic that come with black quarterbacks. He wrote the blueprint. All right, let me get back to these. If the coach is a legendary brand and the brand leaves, then the void will impact the program. Bama is in trouble. To a degree, I would have to agree. Like, this first 2 years are going to be critical for Brother K. The Neil has changed the recruiting cycle, no doubt about it. That's actually, in my opinion, that's what ran Nick Saban out, is Neil. He got tired of recruiting and then losing folks.
They'll fix it eventually. There ain't no commitment. Really.
Maurice Thor says they'll give him the same treatment that the Irish gave Ty Willingham. I don't think so. Color different. Horace says it would take DeBow a couple of years to get used to the recruiting in SEC. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. He says DeBow needs to hire SEC guys on staff. I completely agree with that. You got to have folk who know the region, know the coach. Corey says, use that same analogy. A teacher's good, but he would challenge you versus an easy teacher who will get an easy A. Yes, you get an easy A, but you did learn something. Here's the problem with your analogy. We don't know if Kalen DeBose is a good teacher in the SEC. That's the problem with the analogy.
I don't doubt that he can coach. It's just the SEC.
Can he coach in the SEC?
It's different. It's a different animal down here. It's different. It's
different than the Pac-12.
Like, what Greg Sankey said, one of these conferences is not like the other.
Yeah, like the Pac-12, even though it had a great year, pound for pound, is not the SEC. There's a reason why the SEC has almost won the national championship almost every year. This was the first year in years where there was not an SEC team in the national championship.
And even Harbaugh's team was SEC-ish.
Yeah, for sure. He built his team like an SEC team after getting blasted by SEC teams in the college playoff the last 2 years.
Yep.
So, like, we don't know if this dude is SEC caliber coach. We know he can coach.
Right.
But can he coach against SEC teams? And for a full season and recruit against them? That's a whole nother ballgame.
We'll see.
That's a whole nother ballgame. All right. He says, I like analogy. If I pour Cinnamon Toast Crunch into an empty box of toasted cinnamon squares, does the cereal taste different? All right. Okay. All right. Rev, I have that book by Tom Long. It's amazing. You know my analogy there. Yeah, Tom Long. Great, man. Great. All right. I think that's enough 5 for 5, man. What y'all say?
Yeah, we good.
6.
That was 5 for 5, even though we had favorite and least favorite parts of the wild card weekend. We can put that to bed. Let's get to some picks, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to some picks.
Uh-oh.
Armani, don't get missing now. Don't get missing, Armani. So oh my goodness. So I think it's safe to say the story is no longer who's going to win the NFL picks.
What?
But rather the real story is who's going to wind up paying for Longhorns.
Delicious.
I know Coach got high pitched with his voice, but somebody help Coach understand the math.
You do the math.
This is where we are in the picks, and mind you, Coach was comfortably in the lead most of the season, but that good reverend, won't call his name, reeled the coach in, and now
I smell.
Is 4 games ahead of the coach.
Oh my God! What in the world?
And guess how many games there are today?
4 games.
4.
2. Well, this weekend is 4.
They're 4.
Today is
They're
2.
4. They're 4.
So 4 games today?
Yeah, 2 games
This
today,
weekend.
2 games tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
If Rev goes perfect, it is over. It is over. So if y'all hear Coach reaching with some picks, y'all understand he's trying to stop a sinking ship. That's going to sink anyway.
Titanic. The Titanic.
It's Titanic. It's going to sink anyway. So Coach went 2-4 last week. Already 2 games behind, which made him 4 games behind since I went 4-2. Here's the real story.
I think you did a little payoff for the Philadelphia team, right? I mean, the Pennsylvania teams. I smell a rat.
Hey, nobody told you to choose a sinking ship. You saw it with your own eyes.
I smell a rat.
So Red won the week, and he's no longer in last place when he was like 8-10 games behind 3rd place.
Uh-oh, Armani.
And Armani picking teams that can't play in the cold helped it out. So now the real story is, who will be paying for our steak dinners? Will it be Red, who is now 1 game ahead of Armani, or Armani? And I'm pushing for Armani because I've seen what he does with Cash App. He blesses me. So let's go, Armani. Keep it going, brother.
Armani, go.
Oh, man.
So, Armani, we won't ask Coach to talk about his collapse. He probably saw it coming because I am, the champ most of the time on this show for NFL.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
Most of the time. This will be my 4th. This is my 4th championship out of 6 years. So
don't agree with him, Coach.
Coach won 1. We got a COVID championship. Red won 1 NFL pick. So normally I win. So that's not anything surprising. But now I want to talk to you. What do you have to say about your epic collapse, man? Red was about 8-10 games. Like he was already ready to send the Longhorns money. Right. What do you have to say about yourself, Armani?
I choked, man. I pulled the Falcons. I choked. Oh man, Miami let me down a few games. That's pretty much it. Miami and I think
he called your team out, Prime Minister. You hear him blaming your team, Prime Minister.
Denver definitely cost me a few games. So hey,
that's with your brother-in-law.
Lesson learned.
Now, Rev, do you see the common denominator in this? Armani and his love for these short quarterbacks. Armani, you gotta stop taking up for these little guys, man. These little guys are costing you, man. I know you have an affection for these little guys, kind of like I have an affection for my light-skinned brother sometimes. But dude, they costing you this year, Armani. They costing you. Gotta go with the big fellas, man.
Red, you shorter than me. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I don't know. Y'all might be about the same height. Y'all might.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I think.
Yeah, because I stood next to both of y'all.
And Tua and Russell. Yeah, well,
But Tua and Russell both short.
Both short. Well, and quarterback.
I know. I've noticed that you having a picture like for look. Ain't you a 63 fan?
All right, let me do this. Anthony Corey gave us. He was telling us an analogy with the cereal. The cereal are the players. The Dixon Way said, the Bama coach has no ties or recruiting trails in the Southeast. Bama did my dogs a huge favor in recruiting in the Southeast. FSU did us a huge favor quitting on the season. UGA rules the rules. Horace says the question is, can he coach with high expectations and standards? That's a great point. Because in Washington, he didn't have those high expectations and standards. That's a great point. Jerome said, come on, Tidewater, we don't do last place.
Oh, well.
Corey says, so what you're saying is agree with one of his picks and he wins. I don't know if I'm saying that. Maurice Thrower said you pulled a Shakari Richardson in recent weeks. Wow.
Hawk them in, Real. You hawk them in.
Yeah, I hawk coach in.
Shakari.
Once I saw COVID wasn't in play, I said I got it.
Here you go. You just have to hang on to that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got 4 games to pick this week. 4 games.
We go ahead and
I'm not going first.
3rd place.
I'm not going first. I'm putting it on Coach.
Let the last shall be first.
Me neither, Real. Let our money go first.
Nah, I ain't going first.
Nah, Coach got the
before me.
distinction.
Let him go before me.
Well, he'll go before you in some picks, but I'm gonna let Coach, since he been picking first all year. He's been choosing who picks first. So since I'm in first place with a 4-game lead, I'm gonna let him continue to pick first.
I don't understand the designation in that. I have concerns.
Now,
You got some concerns?
Coach, don't let Real get you like that. Tell him you finna come back and make him choke now.
I just don't want to pay for food. That's I'm good.
Well, you out of paying for food territory.
I thought you want to win.
You just choked away another championship. You've been
okay.
Like
life goes on.
Like you've been the Falcons of the panel though. You choked away at least 2 or 3 championships, Coach.
Life goes on.
It does. All right. And I'm gonna move on to this back-to-back. Let's get ready to pick this game. Rev Night Nation, will y'all do us a favor and pick these games with us? We got 4 games, starting with Saturday's game. Let's get into it. Here we go. Coach, it's on you. Texans versus the Ravens in Baltimore. We know you don't like the Ravens, but it shouldn't matter. The Steelers ain't got no dog in this race no more. They sitting on the couch with the Falcons. So what you got, Coach?
C.J. Stroud, he got a couple of people hurt out there, and the Ravens are getting healthy, all the way healthy, even though Andrews is not playing. I thought he would play, but he's not going to take the field. Lively has done a great job in his spot. And the Ravens that activated Dalvin Cook, like that's going to make a difference. Ravens.
Red, who you got?
Baltimore, baby. It's their time. And CJ, great rookie season, man. But I think the train stopped too, buddy. And you ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. Baltimore wins.
Armani, who you got?
Baltimore. Yeah, it's their time. It's definitely their time. Lamar Jackson, MVP. Todd Monken got that offense rolling. Telling you, so I'm gonna go Baltimore.
I love C.J. Stroud. That's why I am going with the Ravens. I do love C.J. Stroud. But I'm going with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson. This might be his year to step up his playoff game. So that's why I'm put Lamar Jackson in the W column because of some guy who came from Georgia who's making him look real good this year. One Todd Monken, who wouldn't be a bad hire for the Falcons if they just want to hire an offensive mind. But that's another story for another day. Here we go. Texans, Anthony Corey, Eric Parker, Ravens, Jerry, Ravens, Bro Dana, Ravens, Sister Az, Ravens. Texans, CJ momentum will continue.
Hey, I'll say this. They in Baltimore. It's snowing in Baltimore. So
yeah, that favors the Ravens. Cold
that's
weather
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Cold weather favors the Ravens. Texans play inside. Jerome says the black QB Ravens. Lamar has something to prove. CJ
Stroud is black.
Yeah, he's black, bro.
They both black.
They both black, man.
Don't get confused by the light skin. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm ready to get him.
CJ might be mixed, but he's black.
He's black.
Maurice
light skin. Don't be disrespecting the light skin, brothers.
And they'll put him into Houston's remarkable run. All right, on to the next game. Red, it's on you, bro. Packers versus 49ers, the night game tonight. Who you got?
Oh, boy. Real. I'm too close. I am too close to making our money. The choker of the year. To make a dumb selection now.
The love doctor's looking at you, Red.
Yeah.
I know he's looking at me. Little doctor. But man, you've been performing. You had to perform surgery just to get in the playoffs. So be proud of yourself, little doctor. You got a playoff win in Dallas, but you going up against the juggernaut in San Fran and at their home too. if it was in the Bay, well, no, it's in the Bay. If it was in the frozen tundra, ooh boy, Love Doctor would have his utensils ready. But this is in the Bay, and Brock Purdy just might be a little bit more Purdy on this day. But I'm still a Love Doctor fan, and they gonna give him a little something early. And then I think Shanahan will remember, make LaFleur remember, I am the teacher, you are the student. Learn, young man, learn something new. And I think 49ers will squeak by. Matter of fact, field goals, maybe 5 points. 49ers will get the win and go on to the NFC Championship. Even though I'll be disgusted, even though the Love Doctor is my boy. But 49ers win this game, and no, Red will not be paying for those Saints. Not on that pick. No.
Armani, are you going to use this game to get that game back?
Come on. Have some faith. Go take a chance, Armani.
It's gonna be on another game. I like Love and I like LaFleur, who we let LaFleur walk like some dummies. But anyway, I'm gonna go with the 49ers, man. Shanahan just got it. I mean, he at home. McCaffrey is playing, Debo is playing, everybody's healthy, the defense is healthy. I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
I'm going with the 49ers home field advantage. They've been one of the best teams besides Baltimore all year long. They have made great strides to being the NFC champions in the regular season. I think they'll continue in the postseason. I think Brock Purdy will have his game pretty good later on tonight. So I'm going with the 49ers. Coach, you going to jump out there with the Packs?
You doggone right I am. What I got to do? I'm in second place. I'm locked in second.
Okay.
What I got to lose? Yeah, I'm going with the Packers.
Any reason why besides you needed this game?
Brock Purdy has not – he hadn't done well in the playoffs because he was hurt, really. So this might be a new experience for him. So and the way Aaron Jones was running, I know that San Francisco defense is better. Well, was assumed better than the Cowboys defense. But I'm going to go with the Packers. Christian Watson is coming back too.
All right, well, thank you, Coach. Sister Verdell Beckham, we're going back to the other game. Ravens, stay warm, Pastor Mike Clayton Harris. Thank you so much. I need that encouragement, all this snow over this area. I ain't used to it. Jared Martin got the 49ers. Anthony Corey just going with all of the underdogs. I thought Coach was going to take the Anthony Corey playbook. He did on this one. Packers show the love. Case says they are both black. I win either way. Jeez. Don't think you were looking at that angle when you first posted it. But it's all right.
No,
Anthony Ray, 49ers. Sister Harris, 49ers. Maurice Throw, the Prime Minister, 49ers. Eric Park says tough decisions, but Packers may get this. Bro Dana says 49ers. Jerome says the love train is going to keep on rolling. Purdy will choke, so he got the Packers. Maurice Thor says coach is showing some brotherly love. Good for him. All right, on to the next game. Buccaneers versus the Lions. Armani, the pick'em is on you, bro.
Uh-oh.
Detroit. Man, they were one of the worst teams in the league 2-3 years ago. What a turnaround. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with the Lions. They're at home. They just came off a win versus the Rams. I thought that was a tougher game than the Buccaneers. But, yeah, the Lions got this at home, man. They can't. Bowles, this offense might be too much for you, my guy. I'm going to go with the Lions.
As I was watching the Eagles-Buccaneers game, what became very apparent to me was whoever won this game was going to lose the following week in Detroit. Bottom line is Baker Mayfield and the Bucs got a blessing playing against a team in the Eagles who are faulty. And now they're playing against a team that is hungry. The city is hungry. They won their first playoff game in like 30 years. That place is humming. The cheapest ticket for this game in Detroit is $1,300.
Yep. I've seen that.
$1,300. So you know the city of Detroit's on fire. They've been waiting for their Lions to step up. That place, Ford Field, is going to be like it's never been before. So Baker Mayfield, you made a good run. You probably get a second contract with the Bucs. You actually deserve it. You made them relevant. You won a weak NFC South Division. You did what you're supposed to do. But the buck stops in Detroit on today. I'm going with the Lions. Coach, are you going on the second place tour?
You doggone right. Bucks, baby. Bucks.
Wow.
Well, I'm either locked in second. I gotta go out on a limb. So hey, I don't have to worry about paying for anything. So I'm gonna go opposite of everything you say. That first game, I couldn't because it's cold in Baltimore.
Yeah, you know that limb is real thin for you, Coach.
I know, that's okay. I mean, if I fall back, hey, it's what it is.
Yeah, it don't matter, man. You know, second place look good on you. Look good on you. You don't have to worry about raising the trophy. I'm already queuing up to celebrate good times next week. Go ahead, Red. Armani has picked the Lions. Are you going against the grain and going with Baker?
No way. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? When I agree with everything you said. That the loser of the Eagles and Bucs game, we're going to lose next week. And like you say, they coming into the Lions, and the Lions are a buzzsaw right now. Like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if they represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's how hyped they are right now. But and Baker, like you say, he was blessed to play in the NFC South. He was blessed to play in the division that the Falcons choked away. So Baker will be rewarded this season. Finally gonna get the flowers he's been wanting since he left Cleveland. Good job, Baker. You owe it to my Falcons now. Just remember, Baker. But like Rev said, he'll get him another contract. Bucks to invest in him for the next 2 or 3 years. But like the Buck ends tomorrow, early afternoon in Detroit. Good job, good season, Baker. But Detroit is humming right now. $1,300 for the cheapest ticket. Man, please. Joe Louis going to come back to life after beat somebody down for anybody coming to that town and win. No way. That is Detroit Rock City, baby, all day. Nothing stopping the Lions right now.
All right, Jerry got Detroit. Anthony Ray got Detroit. Mother Harris has Detroit. Eric Parker, Detroit, saying Baker will be baked. David Burns, watching from Cedar Hill, Texas, got the 49ers all the way. That was last game. Cool. Every Detroit Lions got worse luck than the Bills. The Bay winning. Oh, man, you going to be a contrarian today. I got you. Maurice Thrower got Detroit. The roar has been restored. I like that. David Burns says the Bucks win this game. Bud Dana said the Bucks for the upset. Wow. The Lions will eat good. Lions roll, Jerome says. David said the buck keeps going. Okay. Anthony Ray, coach swinging for the fences, that's for sure. Eric Park said, Bucks coach, shaking my head. David Burns said, Red Bijan Robinson needs to come to the Ravens. David Burns said, my Ravens still got, okay. All right, we got you, man. You make it up for lost time, I see. Winston Thorne says, what's going on, fellas? He got Detroit. The Prime Minister said Detroit has something good to talk about besides the pathetic Pistons. That's for sure. And thankfully so. All right, on to the last game. It's on me. Chiefs versus the Bills.
Ain't no need to even arguing about this one.
I'm going with the Chiefs. Not just because Mahomes is my quarterback, but I think you guys, especially Armani and Red, need to think about this if you're leaning toward the Bills' way. The Bills have quite a few major injuries that may affect this play, may affect their play on today. So because of those Bills being those deficiencies on the defensive side, I think you might see Mahomes be Brady-ish today. And if he's going to be in the conversation to be the GOAT, these are the type games he has to win. Because when Tom Brady was counted out, especially when he would go on the road, Brady, on many occasions, found a way to win. And Mahomes, this will be his first test on the road ever in his playoff career. People are probably saying if he loses this game, he's only good at Arrowhead. So this, in my opinion, is a must-win game for Mahomes to keep him in the trajectory of being the GOAT of all time. So I'm going with the Chiefs. Coach, tell us why you're going with the Bills.
Well, Rev, do me a favor. Could you put the records back up again, please?
For?
I just need to see something.
Talking about with Belichick and Brady?
No, our records.
Okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting Coach to ask to see him being in second place.
Second just means first to be last.
What you need to see, Coach?
Okay, I've seen enough. Okay, I just want to make sure.
You trying to see? You trying to get your math right?
Yeah, the math ain't mathing for me.
You would literally have to. Well, I mean, you still got 2 games next week, but you got to make sure you within 2 games in order for it to make sense. So right now, you got no choice but to pick Bills.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Because you don't want to go next week.
I don't want to fall too far where I'm almost in Longhorn territory.
Are you were looking at how close you were to Red and Armani?
Yeah, I got to check something out.
Okay, I'll put that back. That makes more sense.
I got it now.
So you pretty clear. Well, I don't know if you lose 3 and Red wins 3 and Armani wins, that might put you, you might want to be careful going too far on the left.
That's right. That's why I'm going with the Chiefs. I ain't trying to get down too deep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm choosing second place over paying for food. I got you, Coach.
That's right.
That was smart, Coach. I didn't see that angle.
Real, why'd you put it back up, man?
He said, he said, let me not get back too far because I might mess around and have to pay for some food.
Well, see, I knew where he was going. That's why I just kept letting him go there. I wanted him to keep on this trajectory, Rev. And I was like, Coach Ray didn't look at them records that clear. But if he had kept on this trajectory, Rev, God, and you put the list back up.
I had to. He asked me.
No, sir, I wasn't going that route. I thought something else was going. I said, no, sir, I ain't falling 3 games out. No, I mean,
real. I'm just sitting up here just let Coach just keep on driving because you knew where I was going. So
wasn't gonna happen. Sorry, like the folks say online. Sorry for your loss.
Oh, real.
Go,
man.
Go,
man. I was enjoying Coach's mindset this week.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, wow. All right, Coach woke up, man. I appreciate you conceding defeat. I appreciate it, Coach. You still got a mathematical chance if 2 of them come into fruition, you still got a mathematical chance for next week.
Well, I'm going with the Chiefs, so they're the only 2 got a chance. I'm going with the Chiefs. I mean the Chiefs. Yeah.
All right, Red, who you going with, man?
Well, Rev, I don't know why in the world you thought I was gonna be leading to the Bills. Well, good doggone well. Yeah, I get on the Chiefs sometimes, but I recognize Mahomes' greatness. I probably get on his wife and his brother more than him. I ain't got no problem with Mahomes. I got a problem with you leaving me high and dry, running to the Chiefs when we supposed to be suffering together with the Falcons. But other than that, no, I know I recognize Mahomes' greatness, and I know the Bills got to prove it that they can get past this team. This team is kryptonite for Buffalo, and they ain't beat them yet in the playoffs. 0-3. And guess what? Tomorrow it's going to be 0-4. I told you when the playoffs started, Rev, you ain't got to worry about that. All them problems the Chiefs had are gonna be forgotten about. Okay, ain't gonna be no drops tomorrow. Ain't gonna be no Tony Mahomes going to the sideline pretending like he cussing out the ref. He gonna be going to the sideline high fiving folks. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, playoffs, boy. We here. We ready, baby. Good catch, Tony. My boy, my dog. Give me some love, baby. Yeah, baby. It's playoff time. And Mahomes don't say no to no playoff games, baby, except for that one Super Bowl loss to Brady. But tomorrow, Mahomes, Hat-Man time. KC. Now, let's see what you're going to do, Mr. Armani.
Red is a Kansas City fan. He just don't want to tell you.
I'm a Mahomes fan. I like Mahomes.
All right, Armani, here
I
we
like
go.
great quarterbacks, coach.
If you're trying to get back this game this week, you choose wrong. You down 2 games going into next week with 2 games left.
Armantis.
But if you choose with me, you ain't gaining no ground.
Choose your game wisely.
You want to gain some ground, I'm
ready.
Man, the Bills are beat up, though. The Bills are beat up. I can't. Oh, man. They are at home. But, yeah, I can't do it. I can't convince myself to do it.
Not this week.
Not
this week. Now, next week, that's going to be another story. We're going to be talking another tune. But this week,
right.
they'll get the Bills. They'll get the Bills at home. But next week, when they got to go to Baltimore, it's a wrap.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Jerry got Buffalo. Then Bro Dana got Chiefs. Sister Harris Chiefs. Winston got Bills. Anthony Ray got Chiefs. David got the Bills. Eric Parker got the Chiefs for sure. Anthony Corey says the Bills must have built their stadium on all kinds of burial grounds on top of a church which broke ground on February 13th. Of course, it's the Chiefs. Dave Burns says Mahomes already got his ring. Time for a new team to get it all. That's spoken from a Ravens fan who wants Lamar to get his ring. I love Mama Harris picks, Chiefs, and definitely because of Patrick Mahomes, Mr. Verdell Beckham. Jerome K says Bills win, and I've been right over the past 4 weeks. Maurice Thor says Buffalo Mahomes can't wind his way out of this one. Man, you sound like sour grapes right there, bro. Since they beat your Dolphins last week. David Burns says, so glad Cowboys got out of the first round against the Packers. A huge laugh at the Cowboys. Mark Cheney's laughing as well. All right, those are our picks for this week.
What's up, Mark?
Monty and Red picked all the same teams this week, so Amani said I'll get it in the AFC and NFC championship games. All right, Rev 9 Nation, thank y'all so much for choosing the games with us. We're about to close the show with our segment, You Have the Right. So who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Who wants at it first?
I'll go. Let's see. Bucks and Packers win. That's all you gotta do. Because right now I don't care who makes the Super Bowl. I'm gonna watch anyway. So Bucks and Packers do some damage.
So they have the right to win, Coach. You gotta say you have the right to win.
That's all. They got the right to win.
All right. Who wants at it next?
I'll go. Lakers, especially the front office, Coach Lakers, y'all got to right to hurry up and do what you're going to do. If you're going to do something, do it now. Because I ain't got time. I'm sick of this now. We have got to get some consistency. This season, we always do this. You always wait till the trade deadline or after All-Star break. Then you want to hurry up, rush together, try to get enough wins as you can to get into the playoffs when you could just coast through the regular season if you have a decent enough team. But once again, we don't. So we got to make moves. So Lakers, you got the right to make the right moves so we can start getting ready for this championship run. God, I'm sick of this inconsistency. You got the Hawks looking better than you right now. And that's only by a game. But Lakers, you got to run. If we're going to make a run, you have the right to let's get it started now. Doggone it.
All right, Red has spoken to the Lakers. Armani, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
Falcons, y'all have the right. Just go ahead and hire khaki pants, man. We at this point, it's kind of like we waste. I'm not saying we wasting time, but we know you're not gonna hire Raheem. We know you're not gonna hire Raheem. Bill is too old. Jim Harbaugh is the right decision. You have the right to hire Jim Harbaugh by next Saturday. He is the right coach for this team. Make the right decision, please, and thank you.
All right, now round it up. Pat Mahomes, you have the right to allow your legacy to go to another level. You have the right to win this game on the road, where people have said you have not played on the road. So now you have a chance to start a narrative that doesn't matter if you play at Arrowhead, doesn't matter if you play in Buffalo, you still are that dude. So go ahead on and let everybody know who you are. You are Pat Mahomes, two-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl MVP, two-time regular season MVP. Do that, my man. Mahomes for the dub. Let's go. All right. Let's see real quick before we head out of here what Revenite Nation says. Sister Harris said, Rev spoke for me.
I think she meant
Maurice
me,
Thrower said, Dalvin Cook, you have the right to get in where you fit in and help the Ravens win. And Decorah, y'all got the right to accept Woody Bill as your next coach and Cousins as your franchise QB.
Shut up, Anthony.
Jerome K says, Duck Bill, Light Bill, Coach Bill, Buffalo Bills, you have the right to win by 10. Anthony says, Hawks got the right to not trade your valuable pieces for a pack of Flavor Aid and 25-cent gum. I meant to say Red spoke for me in regards to the Lakers. All right, everybody, we're going to put a bow on episode 310. Great episode. Huh?
I think you got one more comment by Hard.
Oh, Hard.
I think Hard just left a comment.
Arthur Blank, you have a right to get out the way along with McKay and Harbaugh and slow it. Time to end this show on a good note. Plays Love Train by the OJ. I like that. But even though it's not appropriate because I don't got to love winning this game tonight. So, but if he wins, the Love Train might be played next week.
Yeah.
That's only right.
Might be played by Real.
That's only right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for watching episode 310 of the Red Rev Sports Show. Thank you for the love. And we'll be back. Same Facebook page, same YouTube channel, same time next week, next Saturday. Much love and thanks to you all for watching episode 310. Be safe, stay warm, and may God continue to bless you. And let's continue to send prayers up for Joe Black's wife. We pray for continued healing. We're out of here. Peace and love, everybody. Peace.